Where's Jeff, the movie, coming January 2017.
That's what the title should be.
He probably won't show
Where's
up.
Jeff?
Oh my god, wait, that's so funny.
Wait, what did you just say?
He said he probably won't show up.
Yeah, title of the new movie, Where's Jeff? And he won't even come up to
People
film like the
come
last
here.
day, where he's like finally in like the last scene of the movie, and then he's just like, shit guys, I'm late, flat tire.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, bro, fuck you, man.
I'm just really exhausted. I have a lot to do.
Yeah,
I
he's
have
like,
to-
I'm gonna go
Oh
home.
my god, he's such a busy little prick. He's listening to this now, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys suck, I
You
wanted
should
to
have
be
been
on
here,
that.
Jeff.
Yeah, should have been here. Your loss. What was I, I was gonna talk about a dream.
Yeah, you were.
Yes.
Wasn't I? Do you guys have anything queued up before I talk about it?
No.
Queued up.
All right.
No, I do.
Go ahead.
Well, it is our first podcast of the new year.
Yes.
Yeah,
true.
2016.
Happy New Year to everyone who's listening.
Yeah.
That's my Happy New Year noise.
Oh yeah, and today we have Rob, Lauren, Allie, and myself.
We're sitting in that order on the couch. If any of you
Yeah,
needed to know.
we're in the couch in my basement.
In the couch.
As
We'll have
well.
to take a picture.
This is getting weird. I don't like talking about. Yeah,
All right, ready?
we
The
will.
picture's on the screen right now. You see it? All right, now it's gone.
That's us.
All right, so I edited that in there right there.
Okay.
So it's really weird listening to myself now. Now I'm listening to
Are you
myself.
gonna be the one editing?
Can we
this?
just get a
Anyway.
picture of random people on the couch?
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Yes.
All right, now is us. All right, now it's gone. All right, so wait, now it's me. All right, you got your shit figured out or whatever.
Yeah.
God. So
Finally.
we were talking about we were talking about how dreams are weird,
Yeah.
right?
Yes,
and
we
then
were.
I said I was going to talk about the story. So I had this dream where I was with 3 unidentified figures, and we were going into Wawa, the Wawa on Boot Road.
Oh, nice.
Probably shouldn't. All right.
This
so,
is hitting close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah, take out that road. A Wawa close to our abodes,
Yeah.
our area, and there's like a back door. Like there's like the parking lot out front with the with the gas
gas.
station and
Yeah.
the parking lot out back. And we went in the back entrance, went in, got our sandwiches, and went to the right cash register in our dream. I remember there was one person in front of us and 2 people across on the other way, both buying very tall coffees and dip.
This is so specific.
And then they went into their truck, their big truck. And that's all I remember from the dream.
That's it.
A week later, my parents go out of the house to leave my brother and I. And my cousin comes to babysit us, I guess, or just to hang out really, because like I could take out Ryan. Because it like wasn't even for that long either. It was literally for like an afternoon. I don't know why they like got a babysitter for us. Like I'm fucking 17-year-old. It was really weird. But like we were just like hanging out, I guess. I think she was home at the time and she's in college, so that's why like she came over. But so we go to Wawa, and we go in the back entrance of the Wawa. We get our sandwiches, and then I instantly am like, all right, I like this is definitely a little peculiar. And then we go up to the right register.
Right.
And then I also remember there was a certain thing that the lady said to us before, like that was sort of kind of weird and like made everything a little uncomfortable. And I was like, okay, if I look across and I see 2 extremely tall guys with beards getting coffee, then this is fucking weird. And I look across and there are 2 really tall guys with beards buying giant coffees.
Bye.
And it was the first time I ever predicted, like, this is what's going to happen next in my life. And I look across, and it was happening. And then I was like, they're going to get into their big truck. And I look out the window, and there's a big truck. And I'm like, if they get into that fucking truck, and they got into the truck, everything like happened in my dream played out. The only thing I didn't know was the people, like, that I was with. But it was my brother and my cousin. And, like, I know it's a pretty common thing to see 2 guys in a truck with beards getting their coffees, but, like, at the same time, it was like, what the fuck? Like, that literally happened to key, you know? Like,
That's
the key to success.
water.
Water is the key to success. Who else
Climb this
had
mountain with
stories?
me.
Climb this mountain with me. That was probably my favorite one so far.
I love it.
Wait.
DJ Khaled's Snapchat
Khaled.
story?
No. Okay,
Oh,
don't act like that's
man.
something. What?
You guys know what DJ
Do
Khaled
I need
Snapchat
to
stories, right?
follow him?
Everybody
Yes.
knows.
I don't have him on
DJ
I feel like
Khaled
everyone says
is
that.
my inspiration.
God, he's so good. I love it. He
No.
actually like so the whole internet is like in like a stage of sort of making fun of him, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
Vegas. Thank you for the amazing lunch. Thank you for the amazing hospitality. We appreciate you. Bless up.
Bless up.
Appreciate it.
Happy New Year.
Okay, get that out of
Shout
there. Get
out
that
to
out
my
of there.
brother Nas, the icon Nas, Illmatic. We're gonna go to his store, 12 a.m. run
Bless
in
up.
Vegas. Nas, what up, boy? Mike, what's the address of 12 a.m.?
12 a.m. run at the link.
Meet me there right now.
All right,
We're
turn,
at
get
Nas'
it. Yeah.
store.
So
Bless
DJ
up.
Khaled
Where are we?
What's his
is basically, I think it's just DJ Khaled all, or no, it's like DJ Khaled like 1, 2.
No, it's just
something
DJ
weird.
Khaled.
Okay.
No
So
spaces.
basically, like
No
all of a
spaces.
sudden, he blew up on
It'll have a little
Snapchat, and
key.
everybody's like
Yes.
half making fun of him. Well, like it's weird because some people really like him because he recently was like, "All right, I'm in Vegas. I'm at this place. I'm here.
Come meet
Like,
me.
come meet me and talk to me."
Yeah, that's him.
And then, yeah, and then he like all these people came and were like super excited to see him, and we're like, "Oh, we love you, DJ Khaled." I was like, "Oh, like that's actually kind of sweet that like everybody like really likes him and everything."
Yeah.
I mean,
But
he's cool. DJ Khaled, he does like shower talks, which are really weird.
Shower talks.
Maddie tweeted, she was like,
Yeah, she was like,
she was
I
like-
hope that. She was like, I hope he doesn't get the angle wrong on one of his shower talks or something.
"Yeah, 'cause it's
Oh,
it's
no.
literally like you can see like
She's
stomach and it's like
savage.
literally, dude, like
You're
I can
risking it.
practically see your top dick, like just the part where it's not penis, like like he gets so close to his dick in shower talk, it's crazy."
The grundle.
But and he's always like Dove shampoo. And then he's just like, "I'm not getting paid by them, but like I will." And then
Problematic
funny.
tweeted, I'm so scared for the day that DJ Khaled moves his camera down too far during shower talk.
wow,
So
that was a quick shout out to Maddie. We should get Maddie on a podcast. Just kidding. She lives in what, Texas?
Texas. Little small bean.
Small bean.
Small bean.
Shout out to Texas.
Shout out to Texas.
I used to have
Yes.
family who lives in Texas.
I have family that
Same,
live in
but
Texas.
mine moved.
I have a lot of family that live in Texas.
Have you seen the one interview of that guy talking about how he hates black people and gays and like he thinks it's like totally okay and like totally fine?
No.
Like
Is he from
some-
Texas?
some
Yeah, is
TV
that why?
reporter is interviewing him, and he's just like, he like casually passes over the fact that he fucking hates gay people and black people,
I heard about it.
and like super casually, and then the
And
reporter's
he's
like, "Oh wait, hold on," then she like makes him back up, and like he's, and then when she questions him about it, like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Well, what do you mean?" Like, and he's so confused at why like that's wrong. I was like, whoa. There are not only pieces of the world like that, but there are pieces of America like that. We could drive there. I mean, it would take a while, but like,
Yeah,
it's like
we
that's a
could.
place
Yep.
where
Yeah.
people have that mindset.
But it's just because of who they grew up around, and I think that in the digital age, it's really easy to kind of have your own ideas. Because if before, if you grew up in like a rural area in like Kentucky, like everyone around you, all that you ever known is like hate and like racism and stuff. But now that you have access to like, Black Twitter is like the best thing to happen to Twitter. Like,
fantastic.
it is like if you have access to Black Twitter, you can be anyone that you like. You have no reason to be a piece of shit. Honestly,
Yeah.
like and you have all the resources you need to like become a better human being. So it's like
A lot of people have
Use
said
them.
like that the internet has become or has like really consumed people in a way where it's been like people don't get out and like talk to people. And sure, there are a lot of pieces of the internet where like there are people who like the world is consumed by these things or like these ideas, you know. But at the same time, like it's connected a lot of us. Like I have friends. I have a friend out in, I think he lives in Ohio or like Minnesota or something like that, and like that's pretty far to like go and like hang out with him. But
Yeah.
like I could start up a Minecraft server and we could play Minecraft together.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
That is so cool.
You can like keep in contact.
Yeah,
with
and
people.
and at the same time, it's like helped a lot of people like who've been like, is this like a weird thing or is this not? And then like they instantly are like, oh no, it's not weird. Like some little kid can be like.
Oh no.
I like how this is the answer. I like how this is the
Some
idea.
little kid
Some
says.
little kid can be like, I just came my sheets in my sleep. It's just weird. And then a bunch of other people are like, nah, bro, like, I
You're
got you,
good.
fam. That happened to me when I was a kid. And then he, like, instantly feels better about himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, when you were a little kid, like, back in the day when, like, you couldn't just go on Google and Google that shit. Like, you're sitting there like, I'm a fucking freak. I'm crazy as shit. Like, I'm not going to talk to
And,
my
like,
friends about it.
And you
internalize,
don't want to
like,
ask
hatred.
her.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. I remember when I was in,
I
like...
would never want to.
I was in like 7th grade, and one of my friends like sat me down and like family computer science. He's like, "Listen, dude, all right, I need you to not talk to anybody about this, but like, do you have hair on your balls? And then I was like, what? And then he's like, I have like a little bit of hair on my balls. Like, do you have hair on your balls? I was like, I mean, a little bit. Like, what? Dude, what the fuck? And then, like, I was, like, so confused because I was like, I just Googled that shit, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Like,
Like,
talk to people about.
like, he totally, like, sat me down, too, and was like, all right, dude, listen. Like, this is a big thing. This is bothering me.
Talk about something.
And then, like, he instantly just went back to being, like, crazy as shit and, like, acting like...
You're
none
like,
of
we
that.
just had a conversation.
And it was funny because, like, he's totally, like, not the serious kid, so it was just like,
It's so weird.
bro. Like, when people sit me down, like, I'm always like, all right, here we fucking go. Like, here's a question that could be Googled, but it's going straight to Rob. You know?
Let's just ask Rob.
Wait,
Yeah.
true.
Hashtag
man.
ask Rob.
Hashtag ask.
We should start calling.
Yeah.
Ask Rob.
Ask
Ask
Rob.
Rob.
I want to get something trending someday. Like a hashtag. What if I got the hashtag Rob Scooters trending?
You should.
At
That'd be
Rob Scooters on
iconic.
Twitter and Instagram. But that'd be so fucking hype if I actually got the hashtag at Rob or hashtag Rob Scooters.
That'd be interesting.
Everybody just be like, what? I don't know what the fuck this is, but I'm tweeting it. What if I got one of those little emojis after it
Oh my
too?
God,
Like you know
yeah,
how like
little
when
scoot emoji.
yeah, like when you got the
Little scoop.
Little
there was like
scoot.
the Star Wars emojis, like you
Yeah.
would get hashtag whatever. What's the title of the new movie that came out?
The Force Awakens.
Right, Force
Yeah.
Awakens. Okay, I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers. We won't give any spoilers.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Has
There's a lot
anyone
of
seen
None
it
of us
now?
have seen it.
space and
Damn,
stars.
it's
I've never
Space-
seen.
maybe you know
Oh
what?
wait, Jeff.
Either.
Jeff saw it, so
Yeah,
if he was
Jeff.
here, he could spoil it.
He was gonna spoil it too in the last episode, and I
Yeah.
was so fucking pissed.
Jeff
I was
mentioned it,
so
yeah.
upset.
So
I was so.
And the
I was
like-
literally like usually like I'm always like, all right, calm down, like Mr. House is gonna hear you, but I was just like, don't fucking say shit, asshole. Like I was so pissed. I was definitely gonna switch to this mic on that one, but like, oh god, he was like so close. I was like, don't even fucking
He was
do
like
it.
smiling, and I was like, Jeff, don't play with people's emotions like that.
Yeah.
But-
Someone already, like I said in the last one, somebody already spoiled fucking the ending of Fallout 4 for me. Oh, I was gonna spoil it for you guys too because I knew you guys wouldn't play it, but I'm not gonna do it on the podcast because
I
That
you
could
didn't spoil it
fuck.
for me, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
it's.
Or maybe I do know. I think I heard it somewhere.
You definitely heard it from you when I was playing on Skype.
No, I
Fallout
didn't.
4 is
I
the
told you not
best.
to
Highly
spoil it.
recommended. Get it. If anybody's listening.
The thing about spoilers is that you hate them so much because
Like you wouldn't
seeing
find it
it
yourself.
happening, yeah, and then like
Yeah.
being able to feel everything firsthand without like any idea it was gonna happen is just fantastic. Like you know those good
Oh,
movies.
it's so satisfying.
Like I love The Wolf of Wall Street.
I've still never seen it.
Every day, it's so.
We
should watch
it's
it after this.
so good. It's so.
Have you guys ever
It
seen
was-
Almost Famous? That is
No.
the best
No.
movie.
I've never
ever.
seen Wolf of Wall Street though. I haven't
man,
seen
me
it.
either.
Wolf of Wall
I've seen
Street's really
a
good.
lot of- it's so-
Almost Famous is so good. I stand
The
that
thing
movie
is, though,
so
like-
hard.
Like I've seen like a few like gifs from the movie, and like I'm just like, oh, I hate when people like disrespect women
Yeah.
in any way. Like, cause I just hate that shit. It makes me it's like cringeworthy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we all have like our cringe things. Like I hate that shit, and I don't know why.
Mm.
I mean, probably
you're-
because
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
one of
a
my
decent
things-
human
Yeah,
being,
decent.
the phrase "baby girl"
No.
but deceit.
that makes me cringe so
yeah,
much.
baby girl. Does he say that to people?
No, he doesn't. But like,
You just don't like that?
like just as a general thing, like,
Don't say
oh man, I can't. Like that just makes me want to vomit. I
Mhm.
just cannot.
You're like,
I
I'm
can't
not a
do it.
fetus.
So,
I'm not a fetus.
I'm
okay,
not a
so
fetus.
like I was talking about earlier, how
Wait. Laura never finished about her movie.
What?
Oh,
Like,
Oh, yeah,
totally-
Wolf of
what-
Wall
what-
Street.
Oh no, I just like because I have such a intense appreciation for good films now. Because now I can really appreciate them, and I'll sit through a movie. Because Wolf of Wall Street is like 2 or 3 hours, so like
oh, it's long.
Yeah,
it's
such a good
long,
movie.
but like through it all, like I was like just watching it, and I was understanding it, and I was taking it in, and I'm like, this is some good like film. Like I'm
Yeah.
so, and the actors are fantastic. It's just I don't know,
Oh my
it's just
God.
so good when you're able to like really
Really?
like appreciate a movie, and when someone fucks
Oh, yeah,
it up
totally.
for you gotta be an asshole to do that.
I
Fucking hate people.
I was talking to you guys about the Drexel camp I went to earlier.
Mhm.
I went to this Drexel camp 2 summers ago to like do like film stuff because I used to do a lot of film stuff. I still like know how to do everything and like all that, but after like you learn shots, filming, editing, producing, like putting clips together, storyboards, like effects, like traditional and like after like post effects.
You grow a big
You
appreciation.
you watch these movies and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this took so much time. I cannot believe they even pulled this off. That's like God, I remember when I was sort of peaking in like my interest in movie making was when I saw Inception. And a lot of people hate on the movie because they're just like, oh, it's just like confusing and like they made it on purpose so it'd be super confusing. But when you understand the movie and you watch it again, you're like, holy shit. Like, this is so much. Like, my dad, like, I was like, I think 12 when the movie came out. And like, when he saw it, he was like, you have to see this movie. And like, I remember I was like, okay, like, whatever, like, lightly thought of it. And he was like, no, like, you have to see and take this movie, like, as like the gem that it is. He like mentally prepared me for this movie. Like, it was like some like event in my life.
Yeah.
And I still watch it and like find something new that I'm like, oh my god, like that's crazy. Like there's something in it for everybody too. Because there's like action, there's like a little bit of like on your toes, like ooh, like is this gonna happen? You know, kind of stuff. And you know, who doesn't like Ellen Page?
True.
So
That's
Ellen Page is a queen.
she's
Ellen Page
she's
is
the best.
fantastic.
I remember when the internet was like such a jerk about her coming out as a lesbian.
yeah.
I was like, fuck you
Yeah,
guys, like God, like all these guys were like, oh wow, like. It's like you didn't
Just
have a
being
chance
like,
with her anyway,
yeah.
and now you ultra don't have a chance with her.
Suckers.
Yeah, like
Man.
all you ladies are like, "Woo! Yeah! Like,
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I was a lady. Gosh, Ellen Page is a beautiful woman. She's great.
She's
How old is she?
I'd
Probably,
I
I
don't
don't know, but I
Ask
watched a
her.
video of her like roasting Ron Paul or whatever. I don't know who it was. It was some Republican, but she was roasting him, and I was like, "Yes, mom, yes."
She's.
Oh man, it was so good.
Yeah.
She
Yes, Mom, yeah.
Do you guys know? Oh, there was this game.
Did y'all get that?
What?
What I texted you all?
I knew you. I was like.
I meant to not interrupt the podcast,
No.
but I need to.
I got
need to go
Oh, okay.
for a second, so I'll be
I'll
back.
talk about this game that.
She's
Cool.
5'1".
I'll be back.
She's
She's
5'1".
28.
She's
We're
28.
taller than her.
Yeah. What a life. What a life.
Aw.
What a lady.
Wow.
Living.
Okay,
I'm not usually taller than
How
people.
fucking cool would it be to just like hang out with her?
That'd be
Ellen
really
Page?
cool.
Like, can you imagine like just being like there are a lot of like YouTube stars that can call up other YouTube stars and be like, hey, we want to do this, and I'll be like, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, of course, like if we did that, they'd be like,
Who the fuck are you?
yeah, who the
What
fuck
the
are you?
no?
But like how cool would it be to have like a lot of people like that to like just sit down with and like talk? And I think it's also so cool that like these YouTubers sit down and they think the same thing about like TV celebrities. You know, because
Yeah.
they're like they're sitting down and be like, oh, you know how fucking cool it'd be to have like Zach Galifianakis like on our show or something like that, and it's just like I think the same thing about you guys. Like if you guys
yeah.
were on my thing, like that'd be so sick, you know? Oh god, I'd love to meet Zach Galifianakis. He seems like a cool guy. You guys know Zach Galifianakis? He's little.
Was
The
he?
Hangover.
Yeah, the Hangover.
Yes. There you go. Yep.
The Hangover is one of his biggest things. He was in that one. Oh, what's that one movie that Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis were in, where they were both running for the governor of their town?
Oh shit.
That was a good.
I feel
fucking
like I'd
movie.
watched part of that.
The something. It was like the. What is it
The
called?
Campaign.
The Campaign.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I recently saw the movie for the first time, and I was like, "Wow, this is so fucking funny."
I watch
God.
like bits and pieces. My problem
Yeah,
is like
I've seen part
I
of it.
see bits and pieces of like movies and it's awful because then I'm like I want to continue it but I like either don't have the time or like I'm just passing like through and I have to go do something or I'm like I really want to watch this but I know I'm not.
You know how there are a lot of like comedies where it's like, where like the point of the comedy is to make you feel slightly uncomfortable for the whole entire
Yes.
movie, but it's still funny as shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a huge fan of those, and that's why I like The Campaign so much because there was no awkward feeling or moment at all. Like the whole thing was just like, oh my god, that's funny as shit. Oh my god, that's so funny. Like, and that's why I liked it so much because it was like, nothing was awkward, even though like, small spoiler for the movie, but it'll still be funny as shit when you see it. When Will Ferrell, I can't remember what his character's name was just like, I'm gonna fuck his wife. I'm gonna have sex with his wife and film it. We're talking about The Campaign with Will Ferrell and
Okay.
Bridges back with Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. Like when that happened, like usually you'd feel awkward, but for some reason it was just so
Yeah.
fucking funny. So it's like, oh my god, he's gonna
He's
bone his
gonna-
wife.
Yep.
Like what a dick! Like this is so funny.
I love
Oh god, the movie's so good. Have you seen that movie?
No.
The Campaign? Oh my god. So basically, you know Zach Galifianakis?
Yeah.
He's the Hangover guy. He's like this really like sort of flamboyant guy. He's like a dad and he has 2 kids, and he runs for governor of his state because he's so passionate about. Or it might be of or like some governor of like his town or something like that. It's like a really not. It's like not a big deal.
Yeah.
Irrelevant.
But like they make a huge deal out of this like campaign, and this one guy keeps winning every year, even though he's like so corrupt, so crazy. Like in the beginning of the movie, there's this girl that like is like jumping up and down at one of his things. He was just like, I like you. You have a lot of energy, and then he fucks her in a porta potty. Like the next scene, right after he's done,
Oh my
he's having sex in a
God.
porta potty, and then he goes to call her house and leave her a voicemail, and accidentally calls the same thing when he's leaving a voicemail to every family in the town.
Well,
And he
Oh,
like
no.
talks about how he wants to like have sex with her again, so that everybody hears it. But because he's the only person running, he always wins.
right.
Yeah.
So someone like finally runs against him. That's what the movie is. We'll have to watch it.
Gotcha.
But we were just talking about that because we were talking about how cool it would be to sit down with Zach Galifianakis on like a podcast. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
call him up. Just like,
Come over.
oh, yeah,
I would love
chill.
Take a jet.
I would love to have special guests.
Yeah.
That'd be so much
Yeah.
fun. Have like Paula Dean on.
Yeah,
here.
like Jeff. Oh wait, Jeff
Just
is
kidding.
actually on our show.
But he's not here today because he's a
Didn't
fucking
get his ass
fraud.
out here.
What a fraud.
You know,
I
flat
can't believe he
tire.
didn't even. I mean, he didn't. He said he forgot, but like
He's like,
He
why
didn't
is-
forget.
You know what? He was he was listening to this and going, I hope they don't talk about me again. like,
Yeah.
like he
Yeah.
totally was doing
We're
that
totally
too.
bringing it up,
We
Jeff.
love you, baby. We're talking about you in the car.
yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
All right,
We love
anyway.
you. When we were picking up our gluten-induced pizza.
Fucking fraud. God, what a fraud. If you guys could see any band live that's dead, who would you see?
Oh man,
don't know
Fleetwood.
any-
No, Fleetwood
That's
Mac isn't
dead.
dead. What the fuck?
Dead.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I love Fleetwood Mac though.
I
Oh,
feel like
man.
they're low-key
Oh.
dead.
And when I say dead, I mean like
You're like dead ass.
Done.
not.
Oh, like okay.
Okay, not like
Well,
dead.
I mean, Fleetwood Mac doesn't perform.
But then also like you could say like the Beatles.
Yeah.
But that's so generic.
It's such an
It
easy
is.
choice.
My
Don't
dad
think
has a bust of John Lennon, like his head.
Where the hell is that in your house?
It's on our bookshelf in our living room, and he puts a hat on it when the seasons change. It has a Santa hat right now.
That is the best thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
I mean,
Ah.
a lot of people say that Blink-182 is still a band, but they're totally not a fucking band.
No.
And I'd like to see them perform well because I've seen like live footage of them and they fucking suck. And like, you know what? Whatever. Like, I don't care if you suck live as long as you're like their recordings are so good. Whoever produces their music and like fixes their shitty songwriting and everything else is a
What
fucking
who are they
professional.
signed to?
I have no idea. I wish I knew about that stuff, but I
can
totally
look it
don't.
Oh, look at them.
Maybe they're
Um,
signed to Sub Pop.
I remember I recently
Ooh.
saw a video of them, how they produced the song "I Miss You." I like saw them finding out the notes and then being like, "Oh yes, like that works." And I was like, "That's like how I make music. Like we're not even that much different. It's just that
Yeah.
You guys were,
yeah,
have them like the resources.
yeah." And like they sing, you know. Like I don't sing. I'd love to sing, but I just don't have a lot of time to like be like, "Oh, I'm gonna learn how to sing. I'm gonna like actually start singing."
Yeah, there's like some people that like they put their mind to something and they're like, I'm gonna do it, and they just have the resources.
Yeah.
to
Do you guys know
it,
Cole
but, like,
Clendening can sing?
No.
No.
Really well,
Wow.
extremely
Yeah.
well, in fact.
I
Like
don't,
really.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Cole Glendenning and I, there was a big portion of time where I was like, where like I started going like, dude, like you can actually sing, cause like he would like sing like these fun little like Vine songs or whatever. There's this one guy on Vine who would always make these like weird songs about like spoons and shit. Just like random like everyday objects.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name is. I would give him a shout out, but I can't. And he would like sing these little songs that this Viner would do, and I'd be like, wow, you're actually like pretty good at singing. And he was like, really? Like, I didn't know. So then, like when he discovered he was good at singing, like I started singing a little bit too. And then like we would just like sing and stuff like that. And it was like, wow, this is fun. Like
Yeah.
Singing together.
you
Singing's
know,
fun.
like
Singing's nice.
singing is so much fun. God, I still sing in the shower as loud as I fucking can.
I
I
sing
know
in
it's so
the shower.
stereotypical, but God, I fucking belt out
The
tones
shower's
in the
nice
shower.
because you have all the acoustics.
The acoustic.
So you sound good in bathrooms.
Yep.
I sing in the bathroom all the time.
Oh shit!
Man, what was
I
I
like-
gonna say? Oh, band that's dead that I would see.
All right.
Probably, I don't know, maybe the Postal Service, because I'm super into one of their songs, but it gives me a headache whenever I listen to it, like, a lot, because, like, the background noise is, like, it's called, Such Great Heights, and
I think you said
it's a killer
possibly
song.
sing that song.
I love it, or I would see,
You recommended that song to me. You were like, listen to this.
or, I
haven't
mean,
had a chance to listen to it yet.
I would have said Bon Iver, but they're touring again. They have shows in
Oh my God.
Asia.
Oh,
Not-
so are they at sort of like the end of their?
Oh, no, they, like, I mean, they started like.
When did they? Like when did they?
When did like Bon Iver like become like a thing?
Yeah.
The first album was
I know you know.
released.
So.
The first album was released in like 2009, I think, 2008. And then they toured around, and then they also did a couple festivals. And then they stopped. But now they're back again. So I hope they come to America because that would be sweet. I love
It'd be
you.
so sweet.
The end.
You know what? We should see OMN sometime.
We
They
should.
don't. They don't
does
know.
he
You guys know. Who
does he ever come like over here?
I don't know, but like,
Come over here.
how
We
cool
should,
would it be?
we
to
should
see
invite him over. We should be like, hey.
it? He's such a cool guy. So Ollie McKendrick, I think his name is right.
Yeah.
He's this guy
It's
who.
Ollie McKendrick Ness.
Yes, Ollie McKendrick Ness.
It's the old name.
He's from.
He's from Liverpool, I think, and London or something. England something.
Bridget likes to know a lot
maybe
about
it's
artists.
Manchester.
No.
Not very. I just like to.
You
I don't know.
know.
I'm a little more.
Those
I like to
basics.
listen to the music too,
Yeah.
but like I just pick up on stuff and then I just remember it.
Yeah, you definitely have a better memory than I do. But he produces and also sings, and he has like the sweetest like voice,
Oh man.
and like the things he sings about, like one of the lines in one of his songs, like to give you
Oh
an
wait,
example.
just
of,
kidding. It's Scotland, Edinburgh, Scotland. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
really? He doesn't sound like Scottish at all.
It's
He's more
pretty.
like a-
It's pretty like British though. Like
Yeah.
that's like a.
Okay.
Because Nina Nesbitt is also from Edinburgh. If you know
Yeah.
who Nina
I never
Nesbitt
really
is,
picked up.
she's killer. Okay, anyways, keep going.
He's a really funny guy. Like he's hilarious. Like he's like on his all his tweets are really like kind of surface tweets. Like they're not like, oh, like be yourself. You know, like all this like super
Yeah.
heavy stuff. But one of his lines in one of his songs are, "My pain is not profound. My loss is not unique. My heroes are underground, and I stole the words I speak." And like, so he sings about like really heavy shit.
Yeah.
And
That
like,
song is. Oh my god.
so like there's something about like seeing a bunch of tweets that are so surface and funny, but then listening to his music and being like,
You're
oh
like-
fuck, I want to hang out with you,
Or
man.
even
Like,
like his little vines are like super like surface and like funny, and then you
Mhm.
like listen to his like songs and you're like,
yeah, he sang this song about like how this guy wants to kiss this girl under the mistletoe and then love her out in the snow, and she's totally like, fuck that, it looks so cold outside. And like he like sings it in the song, and it's just like, what? You're so cool, dude. Like, oh man, like he'd be so cool to see live, and his
Yeah.
his instrumentals are very like atmospheric.
yeah.
So like they really put you like in a place sort of, and it's just
Oh,
such
man.
cool stuff.
We could
I really want to start producing like that.
do
My
it.
songs have sounded so much different recently. I have to show you some of my stuff that I'm working on.
Do it, Mimi, do it.
Do it.
Fucking do it.
You won't.
You
Man, I don't know. Who would you guys see dead? Or who'd you like? who's-
Dead.
Who would you see dead? Who do you want to see die?
Wow.
Well, let me just pull out my list here.
It's just like a Death Note book. Just like,
Sam Pepper. Done.
True.
Sandpepper's messy.
Real messy.
Messy.
wait, I don't.
Do you know who Sam Pepper is?
You
An
definitely.
out of my
Messy.
head, no. I'm sorry.
YouTuber.
He's like
he
in-
does these prank videos.
But
That
they're
was
he's
funny.
very sexist. He's
From-
not funny.
Oh
England.
fuck!
He's-
Oh wait. I
You
think I
probably
remember.
Don't know who
know.
this
You
dick is.
definitely
You know.
Wait, can we talk
We're
about
like,
something?
yeah.
Do you guys remember when that video got really popular about some girl talking about fat people?
Yeah.
Who was
Yeah.
that? I never watched it because
Was
I knew I knew it was gonna
she
cringe.
Was it
during
like
the whole thing.
I'm?
Oh,
was
I
it
remember.
like,
I was
you're
gonna talk about
fat,
something.
I'm thick. Was it that one?
It was.
Oh wait, was it?
It was. No, I don't think so. She was just talking about. It was called things people either want to say or like would say
Yeah.
about
Oh.
yeah, but they
Yeah.
don't. And like she
It was on like Good Morning America or something.
yeah, and she like presented
One
it
of
as though
those
like
shows.
you all are thinking it, you just don't want to say it.
Oh.
But the way she like presented it was just so like just rude and like
Mhm.
unnecessary that people were like, that's really just not okay. Like you can't just be like, you all know you want to say it when in reality all of us are like, you're an asshole.
Oh,
No
totally.
one's gonna say that.
Oh, it's not fucking cool. It's so not fucking cool.
And I don't remember who it was. She was like, not like irrelevant, but because I think she had a couple 100,000 subscribers, but like
Jeez.
she wasn't like famous enough that everyone was like, oh, we know who she is.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Sam Pepper because he's
Yeah.
he's in that kind of like realm.
Yeah.
People are like, we know who he is.
Yeah.
We don't like
We
it.
know.
But
I
we
think
know
he
who it
used.
is.
I think he used to be like invited to VidCon, and then they were like, "Don't."
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
John
they-
and
Whoa!
Hank, John
If
and
you
Hank
were
Green,
told
yeah,
not to go to VidCon,
Yeah.
there are some fucked up people who go to
Mhm.
VidCon
Yeah.
and make videos, and like that's a pretty.
yeah,
Yeah.
but John
VidCon
and
is
Hank
cool.
Green-
Where is VidCon?
VidCon's
LA.
in Anaheim, California.
Yeah.
It's right near Disney.
I'd like to go there and see the Game Grumps sometimes. If you guys don't know who the Game Grumps are, check them out. They're
Yeah.
I'll show you guys later. But they're a funny little game group. They're hilarious.
my
But
friend
we
went
were,
to
we were talking about cringe
I was
stuff
like,
earlier.
My friend Emma went to VidCon.
She goes
Really?
to everything.
That is so cool. God, I want to go so
Emma's
bad.
cool. Emma
It's
Emma
nice.
listens to our podcast. So hello, Emma.
Does she
Hello,
really?
Emma.
Oh, hi, Emma!
I've never met you,
Emma
but I
from
feel like you'd
Texas.
be
Oh, what's her Twitter? Let's
Yeah.
give her a quick
I
Twitter
think
shout.
it's at Emma Hinkley 4. Let's see. But buy her album. You know, she makes songs.
What?
That's
She's
cool.
super cool. Like,
She,
What
I
the-
feel like
wait,
she's like
she
the
makes
coolest
music?
person.
yeah.
That's
We
how
can
it
check out her SoundCloud.
That is
I mean,
we
not-
can do
don't-
it now.
don't play
but
any
it's
songs,
not. It's
but,
not
like-
copyrighted. But I mean, okay, hold on.
I know, but still, like, you know.
Copyright.
Oh, it's Emma Hinkley 7. All right, shout out to Emma.
Wow.
But yeah, she's
She's the fourth.
she's the prettiest voice. Like,
What a
Oh
Oh my god, wait.
scene.
We need to collab.
yeah, you guys can totally collab.
Do
And-
it.
Oh my god,
Make it
I could see it. I could see it.
Holy fuck. That's
I want it
I
to
produce,
happen.
if anybody didn't know.
Yeah, Rob produces.
What? I don't think I'm full of myself for producing, do I? Do I act
What?
like I'm full of myself for producing?
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well,
wait, why'd you
wait,
call me
no,
out
no,
then?
no, because-
You made me so like
No,
No,
because we talk about music a lot, and you're like, well, I get this because I produce, and I'm like, Rob, I know.
yeah,
Well,
you forget that he like knows you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, it's
I
not
try
a
to not-
bad thing.
It's not a
just
bad
kinda like,
thing.
what?
Yeah,
Don't make me feel bad about
Don't
it.
feel
it's
bad about it.
endearing.
I'm
It's
insecure.
endearing.
Gosh.
I listened to that album that you shared on Facebook. I like listen
Yeah?
to it when I do my homework. Yeah, I like
I
it.
love
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Holy shit, you guys are the sweetest. Oh my gosh. But
I do. I like your albums.
we were talking about cringeworthy things earlier, and I thought of so Josh, my friend Josh Withka, shout out to Josh Withka, at Josh Withka on Twitter and Instagram, I think. You know, just to get him some followers out there, maybe. We were talking about cringeworthy stuff, and he was like, "Oh, have you ever seen the Minecraft Con cringeworthy or cringe compilation on YouTube?" And I was like, "Oh, no. Like, what the fuck is that?" And then he was like, "Well, you know, there were some weird kids on the internet." So, like, he showed me this video of all these kids just, like, you know what a con is. It's like when, like, or, like, it was like there was, like a, what's it called when there's, like, a bunch of people on, like, there was, like, a board, a panel. There's a panel with all these, like, big Minecraft guys with servers or whatever, and they were, like, being asked questions, and, like, some of these questions were just, like,
Oh God, yeah.
like, one of the kids was just straight up, like, how much money do you guys have?
Yeah.
No.
And then, like, it was, like,
Yeah.
and, like, I
Social
couldn't,
boundaries.
I watched, I think, 2 minutes of a 40-minute video.
Yeah.
You're just like, I can't. Yeah.
And one of the
That's
kids
rough.
was like, I mean, this video is really popular because some guy dubbed it and, like, made some ridiculous edit, and he was like, he's like, how much dedicated wham do I need to want a server or something like that? But, like, he butchered it. Like, it was much worse than what I just said. And then the person was like, can you please repeat your question? And then, like, halfway through the person, then he was like, server, a dedicated wham for a server, for a server? And then it was just like, oh.
It's
The
flinching.
kid's hair was like all the way down on his back, and I was like, I know my hair's gonna be there soon, but like, like at the same time, like it was just like, oh god.
Wow.
And there was this one kid who was just like, oh, do any of you guys have autism? And if so, does that help you guys like do any of your work or like help you stay focused or something like that? It was just like,
What kind of question
Why?
is that?
Yeah, it's like
What
real
the
specific
fuck?
towards like a.
Yeah.
and then there was this
awful.
girl who
They're
came
bad.
up who like couldn't speak properly, and then like came up and like was like, hey, can you guys go to like join my Minecraft server I run with my dad? Like my dad runs a Minecraft server, and then it was just like, oh man, she's like,
That is
I have
exactly
basic cards. Like,
whoever
that's what
thought
I
of
was
that
doing.
panel.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh god,
bad
and like
ideas. They probably have a lot of regret.
I don't know, like Minecraft is cool, but like there are a lot of Minecraft players who just like get consumed, and it's like, oh
They're
man.
in it. They're in it forever.
Like conventions are like so much fun, but they can be like panels can be so bad
Panels
because
can be
like
scary.
you just let them because it's so awful because you're like sitting there and you're like I know
It's so
there's gonna
open-ended.
be yeah
Didn't
And
you
Yeah.
go to
anyone
Comic
can
Con?
I
Anyone
did go to
can
Comic
ask
Con
anything.
and
You did not.
I did go to Comic Con in Philly though, and
That's so
um,
fucking hype though, dude.
yeah,
Oh
and
my
I went
god.
to Supernatural's conventions in New Jersey, which were
That's
pretty
sick.
fun. A ridiculous amount of money because like now that I think back on it, I'm like they didn't give us enough for like what we paid,
Yeah.
but like whatever. And like whenever we sat there, like if you're, oh God, I have to reach back into the realms of my knowledge. If you know Supernatural, it's about these two brothers who like are hunting like demons and shit, and the actors that play them are like they're pretty like open to like whatever, but like something that makes Jensen Ackles, he's the actor that plays Dean, something that makes him really uncomfortable is when they talk about like his relationship with another actor who, his name is like Castiel, but his real name is what's his name, Misha Collins.
Misha something.
And like people like ship, I hate to use that term, but they ship their characters together, and it's called Destiel, and it makes him super uncomfortable because people just like throw questions out there that just are like, there's no reason that you need to ask that, because like what the hell is he gonna say? Like, he's not a writer, and he's just playing the character, and like some people don't know how to separate is what the problem is, and so like they'll go up there and they'll be like, so like, what do you think about Destiel, knowing that he's super uncomfortable about it. And like then I went to a convention, the last one I went to, some girl, and there was like a bunch of issues because they started the panel late because he almost didn't go out because he didn't want to be asked anything about it, because like and Tumblr like blew up, and like Twitter was like a mess because people were like, you guys, like people are like, New Jersey people are crazy, they're like making him not want to go out and blah blah blah, and I'm like sitting there, I'm like, listen, I'm here, and like nothing's happened, the panel hasn't even started. The panel started like the second question in, this chick was like, so what do you think about Destiel?
Oh my fucking god!
And everyone was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Like, how
everyone like, everyone was like, boo! And like, he was just like, and we hadn't even started it, and I felt so bad for him, because he's like a dad of like 2 kids.
Yeah.
And, like, he's just trying to
there's not
act and enjoy his job, but like, why do that
People
to him?
get crazy.
Yeah.
People like ruin it.
And they like, there's like a line, and no one knows like where it is until like you cross over it, and people are booing
That's
you.
the line.
Yep, you're like, fuck you.
There it is. You got it. There. Like,
I'm uncomfortable now. We're all uncomfortable because of you.
For some reason, like, because of the way Game Grumps, like, their style is and how like their comedy and their humor is and like how their panels are, almost the entire thing is not awkward, and it's like, oh, like it's so like nice to watch because it's just like nobody asks weird shit, and like some people ask like, really really good questions. They're like, oh wow, that's like a really good question. And like, you know, some people of course will do the thing where they're just like, can I just like have a hug from Dan? And then Dan's like, you know what, fuck it, yeah, sure. And then like everybody's like, ah! like yeah, because they think it's hilarious. But like they just do whatever. Like, and then like one time there were like 5 hugs in because like people just wanted hugs, and then they were like, okay, hold on, maybe we should cut off the hug thing because we're running out of time, and like the time it takes for you guys to run up here and then run back is like we need questions. Like, so like they had to cut it off, but like they were still so cool about it. I was like, oh god, you guys are so fucking cool. They just play video games, but or actually, I'm not gonna or do that to them. Aaron is in a band, is in a band with Dan called Starbomb, and then Dan is in another band called Ninja Sex Party where they do a bunch of comedy songs, and then Dan is in another band where he sings serious songs.
Ooh.
Oh dang!
Like
wow.
and then Aaron's an animator. Like they do so much shit. It's so cool.
I feel like their fans aren't weird because they're not like, if they're not playing a character. Like I don't know. I feel like when you go to the panels and you ask people stuff, they're asking the character.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
People love to like get consumed into this world. Like I mean, I do too. Like I love to get like consumed into the world of like a movie or a video game. Like I love to like almost feel as if I'm with the characters. You know, like that's why like that's why like a lot of
when I fell in love with PETA from Hunger Games, I was legitimately like. PETA was the love of my life, and I was like, wow, he's
Team PETA. What was the other guy?
He's a book character, so I was like, you know what? I need to read
That's even worse. That's even worse because then you develop the perfect picture in your head of what he looks like, how he is.
You're like, what the hell?
So,
but, you know.
That's why I like raw, unedited game footage so much where like people just talk over, because then it's just like, oh, I feel like I'm in the room with you. That's why I like podcasts.
Yeah. I like
Here we are! Like,
I like going back and listening to them. It's a lot of fun.
I listened to a few of them. The first one still fucking cracks me up. Oh my god.
So messy. Oh man.
What even was it?
It was November 13th.
Oh.
Is it the day before?
Sure, was it the 18th?
No, it was the 13th.
Okay, sorry.
Our next one was.
Oh, okay.
I think something. I don't know, but I don't know. In the summer, my friend Sierra, who's the one who got me into podcasts, at Punkcast it's SoundCloud/Punkcast. I don't know. But she's super cool, and I listened to some of the podcasts that we took, and like, it's just nice to like go back. And I sat
ours better?
I sat Yeah, ours are better. Sorry.
No, really?
No, I mean,
Oh, I was like,
I mean,
whoa.
I mean,
was just
ours are
kidding to
more.
ask you,
Ours
but-
are more of like a conversation, and hers were more like asking stuff because she would ask Mac, who was one of our teachers, who was like the coolest human being in the entire world. Mac is. I think did I tell you about Mac?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. He
Kind
makes music, and it's super cool. He went to school for composition, so he like.
That's awesome.
And he just has like this crazy head of hair and like these glasses, and he's just
I
an
when I was
eccentric human.
when I was at my Drexel camp, one of the guys was like, because like I was there for video production, and one of the guys was like, yeah, I'm like running this music class too, and I was like, oh, whoa, you're doing like there's like a music thing too, and I was like,
Oh yeah, Drexel's.
he was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, maybe I should like join that, and he was like, yeah, it's for like beginner advanced kind of music producers, and I was like, and he was like, oh yeah, like do you want to like play me some of your stuff to like see where you're at, and I was like, I mean, I guess I was like really nervous, and he played one of my songs on his Mac, and he's like, I don't think you should do it in either of the classes. I was
You
like,
don't. Yeah, you don't.
why? And
need
he's
to
like,
try
I
anything.
think you're way past both of them. And I was like, oh, that's so exciting to
that's
like
so
hear
good.
that.
Yeah.
That like,
Oh,
I'm not
God.
qualified for
Like,
a low-end class. I
yeah.
was like, that's kind of, that's
Oh,
pretty
thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, so I was like
That's
really
so
excited. OmniPeach SoundCloud, get on that shit. Bandcamp / what?
Shit.
Rob Burton, all one word, I think. I don't even know my Bandcamp.
Wow, there you
You can buy
go.
my shit up there. Eventually, I'll just release my, my most recent album on SoundCloud just because,
Yeah,
you know, eventually I'll do it. But
I feel.
You know.
What was I gonna say?
we're gonna
I don't
talk
know,
about
but it's
it.
nice. It's I was talking about Mac. I don't know. He has this band called Vanilla Lord. If anyone's super into.
Vanilla Lord.
Yeah, and he makes
How do you
this. It's vanilla and then Lord together, and it's
Okay.
like very psych rock stuff.
Ooh.
It's super cool how he like writes stuff because we were at the Mutter Museum in Philly, and he was like, oh well, right now I'm writing a song about how our spines are kind of like eels. And you're like, what, dude? Like, what are you talking about? And he found something about a spine and like the words about a spine. He was just like writing them down. He's like, I'm totally gonna put these in my song. Like, he's just a super cool person. But I was listening to a podcast that we did, and it's just nice to look back on that and like
It's like, whoa, this is
have
where I
them talk
was.
about like what they like. He talked about bananas, Whole Foods. I don't know. I love going back and listening to podcasts. I think it's so much fun.
There was a this one video on YouTube where it wasn't Whole Foods, it was something else. It was like there's this other grocery store that's like I think only in like California, and he was like this guy was pretending to threaten one of his other friends. He was like, I'm gonna go to where you grocery shop, and then he like named it, and I'm just gonna use Whole Foods as an example. He's like, I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and just spit on everything there and then leave. and then somebody actually commented on the video and was like,
Wait, was that with the Mr. Stark?
yeah,
thing?
Mr. Stark, Mr. Stark on YouTube. But someone commented and was like, Stark, I work at Whole Foods. Please don't spit on all the food at Whole Foods. It'll ruin our business. And then like it was just like so serious, and then he was like, you know what? For you, I won't. But Chill's got what's coming to him because he was threatening Chill, and I was like, oh, that's so funny.
man.
And like, because the person like wasn't even like sarcastic, like what came out, it was just like,
please
Stark,
don't.
like, please do not do that. That'd be so bad. And it was just he must have been sitting back like, shit, how do I wrap this up? Like,
That would be
that I
bad.
didn't seem not as bad at all. So that was funny.
Oh man.
I've never been to a Whole Foods.
Whole Foods are fucking weird,
Whole
okay?
Foods?
I've never been.
Oh man,
like,
the Whole Foods on South Street.
Mhm.
All you have there.
Should we traverse there?
What?
Should we traverse there? Because I've never been to a Whole Foods.
Yeah, we
we
can
should
go to
go.
Whole Foods on South Street.
Wait. Is it like,
I was
does it
talking-
have a weird layout?
Whole Foods is kind of weird. I mean, there's a Whole Foods
Wait,
closer to
where
us.
is it near? Where
isn't it like
Wait, what are-
expensive?
There's a lot
it's
of Whole
little- It's
Foods.
like more high end.
Timberton Whole
grocery
Foods
shopping.
isn't the real Whole Foods.
Yeah, it's
That's
not.
just like here.
Oh, it's fake.
as fuck.
Where's,
That's
what
like
is that
small
near?
town.
What is that near?
Timberton Whole Foods is near the Planet Fitness and like Green Street.
That's what I
Oh,
was
and
in.
down
Yeah,
here.
that's the weird one.
And it smells weird, and
Yeah.
like everything's weird in there.
But the real Whole Foods, like
It's
the
like-
actual
it's
like
great,
corporate
but, like,
one, is great, but it's weird and it's really expensive.
Yeah.
But there's one, like, I mean, I don't care, but there's one near like Chad's Ford-ish area.
Oh.
I think it's in Delco officially. It would be.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know where I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Whole Foods. The Whole Foods on South Street has like everyone is a musician.
Hold
and
on.
everyone
I just
has
want to
a
do this
man
quickly.
bun.
That's
Whole Foods, if you want to give us money to talk about your stuff on,
We
we
will.
will totally.
I
fucking sell that
cannot
shit.
believe we're talking about Whole Foods because when Sierra did podcasts, every single time we would talk about Whole Foods and
Really?
Man.
Whole Foods, I will talk about you all day.
The thing about Whole Foods.
Oh my
is,
god, I
like,
have a story to tell. Hold on.
it's so
Yeah, go ahead.
okay. So Whole Foods is like great because like you go in and it's like a good, not like a good vibe, but like
so funny.
it's so like comfortable and stuff. But then you don't fucking know what you're doing because since if you're not committed to like a healthy lifestyle or anything, then you're like, what the fuck is this
Yeah.
shit? And you're like,
Oh,
what the hell am
I
I about to
understand
do?
like,
that.
what
And you're like, am I gonna
What
pay
do I
$5?
It's-
What the hell is this?
It's like
It's weird.
it's like expert level grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like you know
Literally is.
what you're coming here for.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah.
You need to
got
know. You
things-
can't
And if
walk
you
around.
don't, you'll get distracted by
Yeah.
all the boxes because
You
they
get
all
fucked
have
up.
cute packaging.
Mhm.
And like,
Yeah,
you're like,
everything's-
that looks cute, but is it
Buy
good?
everything.
And
And
since
then
we're
not
like from
eat
like
it.
small town, like we're like used to like an Acme or like a
Like a fucking
Giant, or, like,
giant.
or some shit, which is pretty basic. But like when you go into a
Wegmans.
Whole Foods,
Wegmans
it's like
Wegmans
a
is
fucking
fancy
step
for
up.
us.
It
Wegmans
is.
is like
Wegmans
high
is
end
fancy shit. Are you kidding me? Like,
Yeah.
gosh, you walk in there. And you're like,
Wegmans is like
what
it's
the
like an
fuck?
almost Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Like it's getting there.
Yeah.
Like it's you're close.
People wear like high heels when they go to Wegmans.
They do.
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
what the
fuck
hell?
are you going?
In Virginia, they have this thing called a Harris Teeter, and that's like a little bit above a Wegmans, but a little less than a Whole Foods.
I don't like that name.
What?
Harris
Yeah,
Teeter,
that's
yeah,
really
it's
weird.
a weird name.
So people are like, you're gonna have to head over to Harris.
Gonna go head over to Harris Teeter.
That is a
I would
weird
probably just call
name.
it Teeters. Yeah, who the hell?
Teeter.
Harris Teeter. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And of course, like any grocery store that you go into that's in a different state, they all have alcohol, which
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
weird to us. And
Yeah.
like, or like if you go into
Why
a
is that
Wawa,
weird
they
for us?
sell alcohol, and it's
I,
so
honestly,
weird.
I kind of like that. Like that we don't. Have
I know.
Yeah, same.
It's
Because I
kind of
don't
nice.
see it, but, like,
it's so normal.
Yeah.
to
weird
I,
us.
do see
I
it.
wouldn't want to be like that would.
Surrounded by alcohol.
Because then, like, you know, like, alcoholics would come in, and, like, nothing against alcoholics too much, but, like, I don't want to see someone, like, stagger in a Wawa.
Yeah.
I
And
wouldn't
that's
ever want to see
yeah.
that.
It keeps
we already
it
see
keeps
some
it
crazy
pretty
fuckers
clean.
stagger in
Yeah.
a
It
Wawa.
keeps it clean. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
it does keep it clean. You're
I
right.
like when there's, like, an unsaid respect, and, like,
Yeah.
you know, like, I've seen people walk into Wawa barefoot,
Yeah.
and I'm just
Yeah.
like, don't do that.
you're like,
They
There's
is
no extra
weird.
stress.
Oh,
Oh,
have
like
you
the
been
Wawa
to the
apple.
new Wawa in Westchester on like? Oh my god, I'm totally like giving out entire locations.
I haven't
Yeah, we're-
seen,
Yeah.
Stop
Like-
me!
I didn't even know.
Stop.
Yeah, there's a
It
new
was
Wawa,
new.
and it's so nice.
Where is it?
It's you know where the Starbucks is on 5 Points Road.
Yeah.
That's like kind of, yeah, it's like right across the street.
Oh wow.
Because there was that a little old one, and now there's a
Yes!
new one. Yeah.
Do you guys
Yes, it's so nice.
If
I
there's
love
anybody
it. I wanna
listening
go.
not where you guys don't have Wawas, it's basically just like
Oh right.
Oh, yeah.
it's almost imagine a gas station store, but like it like 3 levels up.
Man,
You know,
it's
like-
such
like
a
somebody,
dream. I could
Low
live
key
Like
there.
you can go and like it's like a deli too, because like, you get like sandwiches and
some
stuff,
fresh
and like
mac and cheese.
yeah, you can get mac and cheese.
So
you can get
great.
fucking mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Like, you can get anything there.
It's
It's
stuff
awesome. You
you
get
can
quesadillas.
get.
They have
and all that shit.
paninis now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's great.
It's
Wawa
legit.
is-
Oh, it's
I took
so
Emma
good.
when Emma visited this summer. I took her to Wawa.
Oh shit, she's in.
Was she just like?
Yeah, she,
I
yeah.
forget
Like,
people
what
I was
the
like,
fuck?
I was like,
What do you
you.
mean?
It's not very important to you, but this is the best thing that has ever happened.
Wait,
to us.
where's my friend has been to a Wawa with seating, outdoor seats.
They have those in Florida, and they.
Yeah.
And when I was in Florida, they have a lot of those, like around like
great.
Disney area.
That's so sick.
But
That's so good.
yeah,
We
It's
should
really
get
awesome.
that.
I
I would sit outside a
I
wall.
think I was
Yeah.
gonna talk about something earlier, and of course it was about YouTubers again. But one time the Game Grumps, they accidentally put their product code for a game at the bottom of the right screen, and then like so their editor had to cover it up with something. So he covered it up with a Wendy's ad that was fake. Like it was from a burger that like sold like years ago. Like it's not even like on the menu anymore. And like all these people were like, "Wow, fucking sellouts! Like you piece of shit." But it was like he was just like, I don't know, just put a fucking Wendy's ad up like as a joke. And like all these like it got like 60% dislikes, and like
Oh
their
my
videos used to
God.
get like 95% likes. You know, so like it was just like so bad. And then they were like. And it was like a low quality video too at the same time because they were just like, oh, like let's just play this game, you know, like it was like one of those
Yeah.
games. So it was like the whole internet was just like, fucking sellouts, like wow, Wendy's piece of shit, like it was
you're like,
wow.
yeah, delete.
And then like they talked about it one time on an episode, and then like because Dan found out about it, he wasn't on the episode. He's usually in like the episodes, but he found out about it. He's like that's like an old burger too. Like that's not even on the menu. I was like. That's not the like what the like. I just thought it was so
Oh,
funny that
man.
he like
That's
noticed that it was like an
fantastic.
old burger from Wendy's. Wendy's is so good bad. God, it's the most bittersweet like place to
Fast
enter.
food is so bittersweet.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. When I go in there, it's usually because I'm extremely hungry, and then I get a triple. I get a triple burger. I'm
Wow.
gross. Somehow
But
I
it's better
somehow I
than,
don't
like-
put on like thousands of pounds. The cheese is so good. That's why. Like that's why the cheese is the sell point. Like if it wasn't the cheese, oh god, the cheese.
I feel like their burgers are better than
He
McDonald's.
just looks at me and he goes, "Oh God, the cheese!"
The cheese is so good.
Stares directly at my eyes, like just,
cheese.
"Oh God,
The cheese.
the cheese."
Don't even deny that cheese is so good.
I don't think
I
I've
don't
ever
like
had
cheese.
a burger from Wendy's.
Me neither.
I think I have.
I don't like cheese,
It's
but
the
like, I
cheese
don't like
that's
cheese
really
by
good. The
itself.
burgers, it was like subpar,
But
whatever.
he
But like
eats a burger.
cheese.
I eat burgers with cheese. At everyone.
Do you really?
No.
You ever put ranch on a burger?
No.
No.
I haven't either.
Okay.
I don't know. I just thought that it'd be kind of a good idea, maybe.
No, I don't think I have.
The first time I had ranch was on pizza crust.
Yo, that's some
That's
good
good.
shit.
And it was like.
It has to be.
That's some good shit.
Shit right there. If I do say so
So
myself, I
myself.
say so. Mm-hmm. That's like a song. It's. I mean, you could sing it as
I'm
a song.
sorry. Could you?
Have you ever seen the good shit meme?
Mhm.
No.
Oh man,
Yes,
I have a
you
collection
have.
of them.
I'm
I
not
have,
sure.
I have good shit, bad shit, edgy shit.
Edgy
Some
shit.
shit. If I do.
That is some edgy shit. Edgy shit. Let me find it for you.
I was really. Of course, I want to be. Of course, I'm gonna be like the hipster guy, but like, I knew a lot of like the old memes, so now like I don't know any of the new memes.
Oh, I have potentially.
Are you
You have to, like,
potentially
get
good
caught
shit.
up.
They're
I know, I
so
have to get
good.
This-
They're so
It's
good.
like
They're good
those.
memes.
That's the edgy.
I just turned my light on.
Memes.
Good shit. Good shit. That's some good shit.
I
right
used
there.
to back when I had a fan account. I used to have a whole folder
Back
on
in
my
the
phone
day.
for reaction pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
used
gonna
to
lie, I
have
did
so.
too.
They're still in my dad's computer.
Wait, these are memes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, these
Why are
are
they so
like
long?
Memes
because
have.
it was
Memes
born
Have
on
memes
evolved.
changed a lot?
They've evolved. Like
They've
you can make
evolved.
anything can be a meme now.
Anything
The
can be
evolution
I
memes.
thought
of
like
memes.
memes used to be like just pictures that
Yeah,
would be
no, now
captions.
they'll
This
like
is-
they'll be like
It can be a caption.
yeah, they
this
can
is
be a
meme.
caption or they can be like
Wow.
a GIF or.
I remember
GIF,
people
however
used to
the
get
fuck
really
you
upset when
say
people would mistake memes from Rage comics. Do you guys know what a Rage comic is?
it.
Isn't it the things that have the white at the top and the white at the bottom? I hate
Yeah.
when people call those memes. Those are like
Are they like-
Facebook comment memes.
Yeah.
Well, it's-
and like
yeah.
they like dollar.
But a meme
Dollar
is
stores.
just something
Dollar
that
stores.
I looked up. I was gonna do my
A meme would
my
be
TED
like
talk on memes. I didn't.
really.
Yeah.
A meme would be like
It's very
the success
interesting.
kid. Like that. Like a
Oh,
meme would be like
yeah.
that guy. But then like
Yeah.
a Rage comic would be like the existential raptor where he's like let's say the
Oh,
dinosaurs
yeah.
like this. I think that's a Rage comic.
Okay.
If I butchered
Is
that, then
Pepe?
someone's
No,
gonna be like-
Pepe's a meme. Pepe's
Pepe's
in
a
a Rage
meme.
comic. But I know what you mean. Like another one would be
There's the one Rage comic where the guy's like this and he's
Yeah.
got like
the
yellow.
thing or the one with the thing that's
Mhm.
flipping a table.
It's
Yep.
like a
That
dollar.
one. That's yeah.
There's some good memes.
There's some good
Dank memes.
dank memes.
Dank memes. Some people call them
Meme.
memes.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
memes.
just wrong.
Maymays. Who the hell call them maymays?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I think
Maybe.
they're actually supposed to be memes. Are they actually?
I think it's meme.
Wait.
Maybe.
Um,
we should look up
Maybe
how to
Okay,
just
say
hold
sounds
on.
bad.
The file type of a moving image. How do you say it?
GIF.
GIF.
It's not a GIF.
I know I say GIF too.
Okay,
GIF
like
just
some-
said it's peanut butter.
Yeah. GIF is not.
GIF. There's J's for that baby. Come on.
J's on my feet.
Guys,
J's on my-
Jeff is tweeting.
What a fucking prick.
He said, "My grandmother."
What did he
And
say?
then, like, wait, what?
It's
What
the
the fuck?
greater.
Wait, Mom,
It's like
read
the
it out
greater
loud.
sign.
The greater
This
sign,
color.
yeah.
I'll put a
comment
screenshot
there.
on the screen right now. My grandmother, less than sign, less than sign, less than sign, less than
Does
sign,
he
less
age
than
his
sign, less than
grandmother?
sign, less than sign.
Greater than.
Oh wait, no, greater than. My bad. I just made his grandmother seem so bad.
Oh man.
Wait, what the fuck?
We
My
don't know what he's
grandmother,
talking about.
7 greater than signs,
This
and then
color
this
commentator.
this color commentator.
That means he's fucking watching basketball
Jeff.
and not being here.
Jeff,
He's a
what
fraud.
the fuck? I'm gonna put that tweet on there, and then I'm gonna put a big old X on it. I'm editing this video right now, by the
He
way.
was like, "I'm busy. I can't come."
What a
That's like in Mean Girls when she's like, I can't. I'm sick.
Yeah.
That's Jeff. Jeff is the fake bitch.
oh my god.
Fantastic.
You get so mad when I use the word bitch for how much you use it.
Yeah, I know.
Don't give me the face.
It sounds different coming from a guy.
Yeah.
Well, I try to limit how much I say it, but like when I do
no,
say
I
it,
don't
it's
give
like
you the face when you say bitch. I give you the face when you say racist things.
I do not say racist things. I'm only saying that because
Sure.
Lauren's here. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I feel like.
No,
do I say racist shit?
No.
I say
My leg.
I say a lot of sexist shit as a joke because the internet's blowing up about
You
it right now.
do.
So I have to stay like current, you know.
Stay,
Yeah.
stay woke.
So.
Please.
I won't say any
Up to date on
racist
the
shit
news.
because like nothing right now is like there's nothing right now happening with race that's like
No,
super
yeah.
big.
I mean,
so
I
like
know
I
you're
can't
not-
make race jokes.
You're not racist, but like.
No, I'm not racist.
Of course.
I wouldn't say I'm racist. My dad's a little racist. Sorry if you're listening, Dad.
Is it really?
Sorry, Dad.
Like he doesn't realize it, but he's a little like.
Yeah, my dad's like that too, but it's just because it's how
That's
they
how
grow
they grew
up.
up.
Yeah.
Like, they don't really
Yeah.
do this.
And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
My grandmother's racist as fuck.
You know? Oh my
She's
god.
so racist.
Oh really?
She's so. Oh my god, like she's so sweet, like, and
I
she
wanna
doesn't
meet your
realize it
grandma.
because she's like, I know that sounds prejudiced, and I'm like, Mama, that's racist. You're being
Mama.
racist.
Mama.
Yeah,
What? Like-
she's like a sweet woman. Like you guys, like she loves like all the people. Like whenever I have a friend over or whatever, and she's there, she's like, oh hi baby. She's like that kind of grandmother.
I did meet
She's
your grandma.
super- yeah, she
I did.
she like remembers my friends better than my dad, but she
It's getting
like
a little dark in here.
she I
It
don't
is
know.
actually, yeah.
She'll be like she'll be like, you know that
Keep kind of low.
in like the Marshalls, where not in the Marshalls, but around in where the Marshalls is,
Yeah.
there's Bonefish.
Yeah.
You know how they like had like a supermarket there now for like Indian
Yeah.
like food products? She's like, no, I don't like going over there because there's always them and like a bunch. She says them and like a bunch of their kids, and they're just like, and it's just I don't know. I
Wait,
don't like it.
what?
And, like
Wait, I'm
what?
lost. Them referring to
their
Yeah.
culture and like who they are.
who's they?
It's an
They're,
Indian
like, there's like an
grocery
Indian grocery store.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm like-
fucking god!
And you're like, yeah.
Oh
But,
my
like, she doesn't
god!
realize it.
She
means
does
it
it,
in, like,
definitely does it. And
That
she's
is
like,
so
she's
fucking
like,
funny.
I don't
Oh my
mean to
god.
be prejudiced, and I'm like, Mom.
Wait, what were we just-
And I know, and she grew up in like she grew up
Oh,
in like the
never mind.
40s, like the
Shit.
latest. So like she's experienced some racism.
Yeah.
So I understand, but like I'm like, you can't just say shit like that, Mama. like,
Have you,
it's like,
Every time.
Have you guys seen any Dave Chappelle stand up?
I've seen some.
Okay,
He's
so
good.
he is like
Are you cold?
he was talking about
I was trying to crack
he
my
grew up
Exorcism.
where he grew up was like a pretty shady like place. He considers it the ghetto.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how like he doesn't really say a lot of serious shit on his shows, but like he went back to visit his high school to do like some kind of speech thing, and he was just like,
This foot was falling asleep.
oh, so he had to shift. One of his quotes was like, he was like, if you guys ever plan to get out of the ghetto, first thing to do is focus or something like that. It's like stop blaming white people for your problems, and then he's just like. And play basketball or sing or do something because you're not getting out of here. And it was like so funny because all of a sudden he just like wrapped it up. It was just like, and entertain the white man because Jesus Christ, like I don't know what you're gonna do. It was so fucking funny.
So
I was like,
good.
oh god, like that is so horrible that things are sort of like that.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Yeah.
He's a funny man. We should watch some of his stand up.
He's good.
We have so many things we have to watch.
I know.
Yeah,
we
this
need
is
to like keep
we
a
need a
running
list.
list.
I
Yeah.
know, seriously.
I'll create one.
Yes,
I have a list
girl.
of names now because of you, Rob.
Oh, I have a
Oh,
list
like
of
kids'
names.
names?
I have a
Yeah.
list
Oh, yeah,
of names
from
too.
Disney.
I wrote it. It's up in a notebook.
It's
I think I read
fantastic.
mine on the last podcast.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Do you want me to? I'll read mine. I'll go
Yeah,
get it.
They're good.
I'll
I
come
like
back down
reading-
here.
I like
You know
having
that.
names.
Names are so. I named so many things. Like of course my scooter's name is Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice because you feel like you. I don't know. You
It's
feel
like a,
something.
yeah.
The shit camping.
Oh right, the campaign.
Dave.
Oh my god.
I thought you were writing names.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
"I
that's
don't need to
interesting."
do That.
That's
And
interesting.
campaign.
To blackmail me.
What's
I
that?
have that same
movie that you
notebook
want us
but
to
in
watch?
like
What's your
red.
face?
Oh really?
Oh, you got
I
more
got it from
than-
Target. What?
Fucking Target.
Target. I love Target.
I also have words that I like in the back. Too.
Oh, I
Oh,
like
good.
that. Good.
And
I
some
like that.
colors.
I like it when you keep track of things. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the list of names that I like.
Here we go.
Here we go.
This will be a good ender too. 'cause
They
we're
have,
doing 58 minutes.
What?
Oh God.
We're at 58 minutes right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. Are we doing an hour? An hour and 30.
I'll do an hour.
We're
You
at
want to
50
do an hour 30?
I'm at 59 minutes. We can. We could do it. I mean, do you guys want to keep
I'm gonna
talking?
give it.
All right.
We'll talk no matter
Listing
what.
it off. Names that I like: Clove/Clover, Rue,
Oh,
Jane,
cute.
Charlotte, Camille, Luna, Kai, Rylan, Athena, Augustus Waters,
Waters.
Sounds
Knox, Monroe, Kennedy, Lennon, Orion. I love the name Orion. I think it's super pretty. It's like it means stars, or like a
no
thing. Ansel, and then Nova. So that's all I.
Oh,
Nice.
sick.
I like
That's
Those are
all I
nice.
have. That's
I like
a
it.
long list.
I like it.
I like
Mine
weird
isn't that long.
names.
I like.
Yeah.
I can't. I think I have to transfer them because of my new phone. But I remember like I like Sunny. Sunny's a cute name. I want to name. Like I think Link is a cool name. I think I think even Peach is a cool name. Like
Yeah,
Peach,
you said
like,
that was in
Yeah.
the list.
like Princess
Yeah.
Peach, like
Mhm.
Mario. I think that's such a cool, like, cute name. All the Mario princesses have awesome names. Peach, Daisy, Rosalina. Like, fuck,
Yeah.
those are cool
That doesn't
names.
make sense, but
Man, I wish I could. Oh man, I can't remember, but.
I think you had Alex on your list too.
Shiloh.
I like the name Alex.
Shiloh on your list.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, because of the car that my parents bought that they keep calling my car, but is pretty much the third car that we have.
Got you.
Like it's a family car, and then every time like we're in it, it's like
Mom's car.
oh, your car is so weird right now, and I'm just like.
Why is it gotta be my car?
All right.
Fuck me up.
Then again, though, like I'm so, like God, I'm so glad we got it because we've been going through like all this crazy car shit with their cars, and like my car comes in to save the day every time, and I'm just like, oh
Come
yes.
through.
That's why it's
Yeah,
so
coming
nice.
through.
It's
Like-
so nice to have a ton of cars. We used to have a ton of cars. My dad would have. We would call
Even
it.
if they were like shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like,
Yeah.
We call it the Mexican truck, which is super racist. But we had his Mexican truck.
I was gonna ask you to explain why it's called the Mexican truck, but then I was afraid of what the answer was, so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
It just. I probably should have.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we had the Mexican truck. We had the rat, which is the thing that's in the
That thing.
driveway.
The thing.
The
Messy.
thing. We had my sister's car, which we've had. Well, I mean, we have that. We had my mom's car. We had my truck, which is not a truck, but it's an SUV. And then my dad got hit in his Mexican truck, and then right after he got hit, he went to go like take it out to go do something, and then the transmission like died on it. So he was just like, "Oh, they totaled my car, like whatever." So we got money back for that.
Iconic.
Then they just
I love
they
your
took his Mexican truck away, and we, my sister, my mom, and I were like, "Yes, yes, thank God!"
God.
Like, I mean, he was fine when he got in the accident, but it wasn't bad. And then we have his little rat, which never dies. Like, he's like, "You just take the rat," and I'm like, "Dad," whenever like my car has troubles, like he's like, "Just take the rat," and I'm like,
I will literally like
"My
repair
dad?"
this with my bare hands. Not to
Oh
my
man,
car.
that thing is just messy. The rat is
Is
a
it
messy
stick or
thing.
automatic?
It's just manual. So no, automatic, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Automatic transmission.
Manual is.
Yeah, got you.
Some
We don't
people call
have
it
any
standard. Out west. they call it
Ooh.
standard.
Standard.
And then my mom has the
Just some fun facts.
the Volkswagen that like we got fucked over by them because they were like good gas mileage and they were like LLJK. So we have that and that car. One time we had a thunderstorm and a branch went through the back window.
Oh yeah, I remember you
One
told me
time
that.
my dad backed into it. Another time it got rear-ended, and she's only had it since like May
Wow.
of this year. Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well, May of last year.
Well, yeah, true. May of 2015.
Oh shit.
Oh,
And then we have my car, which like I always ruin stuff on it. One time my running board fell off. I rear-ended someone once.
Remember when you hit that kid?
Yeah, I
Wow. Okay. Explain.
I
Hey, remember when you hit that child?
I one time I was coming out of the school parking lot and I think I hit someone, but I don't really know. But they were okay.
Yeah, he
Big
kept
Bob
walking.
saw me like hit them, and then he just looked and he was like. I mean, they didn't. They weren't.
Fuck Bob. I hate that fucker. God damn it.
You.
Did I tell you guys one time
No.
there was this one story? I was
Fuck
so
Bob.
during finals, like you know how like nobody
Nobody
takes
Yeah.
attendance.
Yeah.
So like I of course literally walked out the front doors of the school and like just started walking towards the skate park with my scooter because I was like I'm gonna go ride. And then he started following me. He's like, "Hey, come back here!" And I was just like,
Why? I'm leaving.
so I didn't turn around and I didn't stop walking and I kept walking forward and then I just walked away out of the school and he was like, wow, there's really nothing I can do. And then I
Yeah.
talked to him later and he had no idea who I was because I didn't turn around. I was
Oh
like,
man,
"You're fucking genius because I didn't turn around in
Nice.
my face." So I
Love
was
it.
like, wow. It's funny because you were yelling at me earlier and now we're friends.
We're friends.
So I was like,
That's
this is,
amazing.
Oh
this is
man,
good.
that's like the one time I was in the bathroom drying my hands and Angie started yelling at me to give her toilet paper. She was like, "Anyone, the person who's drying their hands, give me some toilet paper."
She did not do that.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I gave her toilet paper. I was like, "Here," and she's like, "Thanks, hun." And like she was from her inside the stall.
She's like,
She was
"Thanks,
yelling at
hon."
me. Yeah.
Thanks, honey.
We do
Angie
remember
is a strange bird.
at homecoming, Hotline Bling came on, I think, and
Ooh,
she was
she got
just
in the middle of
going
it before,
at
and
it.
she
Oh
was-
my
Was
god!
Angie at
Great.
homecoming? I didn't see her.
Yes,
Wow.
she was
Was she in like a dress?
no
No.
She was in her security guard uniform.
Yeah.
dancing the Hotline
Love
Bling
it.
in the
Love
middle
it.
of
She's like
like
this.
everyone. It
Oh my
was
god,
the
I
best.
wish I
I was
could have
like,
danced
yes,
with Angie.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was pretty iconic.
It was messy.
I'm not a big fan of dancing or being around it because I just like think it's weird and I feel uncomfortable. You know, because I was like, oh fuck, this is fucking weird. Why are we all just moving in a weird pattern? This is so uncomfortable. So I'd rather like DJ or something, you know. So,
Yeah.
much rather be in Ben's position on that one. Shout out to
Yeah,
Ben
true.
Campbell for fucking DJing Homecoming last year.
Yeah.
So sick.
It's so nice because like, then you don't feel uncomfortable going up to him and being like, "Hey,
Yeah.
can you play this song?"
And it's
And-
nice to have someone who's your age being the DJ because
Yeah.
then they know what to play.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like,
and he'll
Yeah.
play throwbacks, and
He-
but throwbacks we know.
He
Yeah.
fucking
No.
killed it
Yeah.
our junior year in
I
Homecoming.
didn't
Did you guys go?
I didn't go to
I
junior.
didn't
I only
go.
went to freshman year, which sucked.
I
And then I went to
did. Yeah.
senior year,
Freshman
which
and
was
senior
senior year
year.
was a lot of fun,
Yes.
I
but
didn't go to the senior year one because I didn't get a food. But
It was amazing.
I almost didn't go.
oh well, I
Same.
mean, I have.
Because I
have
couldn't buy a
sweating
ticket.
from
Yeah.
So Emily snuck me a ticket because I had too many obligations. But I waited.
I love it.
Really?
Well,
That's
I
funny.
bought it, and then I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
okay.
Lauren, here's money. Like, go get
I was like,
Emily
"Okay."
to give you a ticket because she was selling them.
Mhm. That's pretty great.
Oh shit! I went junior year, and it's funny because it was like I saw Ben's first show he ever did,
Mhm.
which was what 8th grade.
The
Yeah.
8th grade dance.
The 8th grade
Did
dance.
you do the 8th grade dance?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
and it was
8th
like,
grade
I heard about that
dance.
everywhere.
8th grade dance was lit.
It was-
That was my
it was
favorite
okay.
dance for a
It was
long time.
Hawaiian.
and then he
Oh man, I remember when he played One Direction, everyone came up to me and they were like, "Oh my god, I thought of you," and I was like,
Oh my
"Yes." But anyways, keep going.
my god, but he
It was my
He
legacy.
did play One Direction. Oh my god, you're right. And hearing his first show and like remembering it, and then hearing his most recent show, I was like, oh my fucking god! Like Ben has gotten
The
so
glow up.
good at producing.
Yeah.
And it was so fun. And it was all these lights. He was just like, he was just like getting
It's
so
like
hyped,
lit.
and everybody was like
Yep.
jumping. It was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, man! Like this is so sick. God, I hope he like really goes to more of this DJing because I think he's so good.
He's good. He's really good.
You know how many name changes he's been through with his artist stuff?
How
Have
many?
you really?
How many?
So I know there are even like 2 or 3 in between each one of going to name too. So there are so many. There was Superfly, Benjamin. Yes, like Benjamin Ben.
Oh,
Benjamin.
okay.
Oh my god. I
Um,
didn't even
Kind of
connect
clever.
that.
Arachnophobete, because he has
I
arachnophobia.
think I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Is that spiders?
Beat, yes,
Yeah.
fear of spiders. And then there was Teal Tuesday. Teal Tuesday is his current one, and I've heard him talk about changing it. I'm like, nope, you
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah,
keep
you
this
gotta-
one.
you gotta
You
keep
made
it with
T-shirts,
Yeah.
stick with it, bro. Like you
Yeah.
gotta stick with this one. So I've gone through 3. So
Mm.
I was
Omni Peach, Anticolor.
well. No, I'm talking about artist names though.
Oh.
Artist names. First
R0,
one. Nope.
right?
Shark Boy.
Shark
Mm.
Boy.
Because some kid.
Shark Boy and Lava
Specifics. Nick Grignano said
Fuck
it
Nick
looked,
Grignano.
said I looked like the fucking
I
shark.
hate him.
Because I have a big nose. So I was like,
That's
alright, I'll use it as, and I'll be Shark Boy.
like a
So I was Shark Boy.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first artist name, and then after I made a bunch of shitty music, I became R0. Then I made OK Music, and then I became Omni Peach. Now I'm doing alright. So
I like Omni Peach.
Yeah.
Omni Peach, I'm gonna
Has
probably stick with
flavor.
for a while.
Yeah,
Because I love everything peach.
just like
One
bright.
time on New Year's, or the day before New Year's Eve, Josh and I had 3 glasses of peach tea, and then we went to Wawa, and I got a peach cream shake. And then I had another glass of peach tea after that.
Wow.
I love peach
Peaches.
flavored things. It's so fucking good.
I think I've talked about this before, but that Peaches song, have you ever listened to it?
Yeah, we did talk about this before. Yeah.
Peaches song?
Yeah, there's a new one, but the old one. It's just like Teaches of Peaches. Jeff knows it. Jesus Boy knows the Peaches song.
Jesus.
It is a very
Every time Jeff comes up now, we're just going, fucking Jeff.
Yeah.
Damn it,
That
Jeff.
I mean,
was like
that's
the one that
usually
got
what happens when
whispered.
Jeff comes up, but
Yeah.
like, now it's like even worse. It's like, fucking Jeff. I'm like in the spotlight right now, by the way.
You are.
Yeah, you
You're
are.
like surrounded by like
Hey,
glow.
I'm Rob Burton. I'm here to bring you this message.
Hello. We're all. I'm not even in the spotlight. I
I don't know.
can't be.
What message
Wow.
do I want to bring? If you guys could be sponsored by one thing,
Ooh.
like, and you had to like plug this into everything you did,
Mhm.
like on every school project you did, you had to like somehow plug in like you
Bring
like
it
who you're
in?
sponsored by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who would you be sponsored by?
Pornhub. No, I'm kidding.
What the f-
I know, she like paused.
You've never been on Pornhub.
Pause.
Wow.
That's
I
a
don't
good
really know.
question.
I definitely know who I'd be.
Who?
I changed it. I mean, I said TSI because they make my deck, my suitor deck, because I'd be so fucking sick.
Mm.
That's what TSI. But then I was like, probably food.
I'd be sponsored
Yeah,
by
that's-
Yorkshire Tea. It's the
Ooh.
best kind of tea you could ever get, and they make it in England. And it's my favorite kind of tea, so Yorkshire Tea. And it has
oh,
a very
fucking Apple.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh
Fucking
yeah.
horrible.
You get the newest
great,
phone
'cause
all
you
the
just
time.
Oh yeah.
Don't
Oh
even have to-
yeah.
oh my god.
Get have the most space.
Okay,
it would just be
Apple.
convenient. It would be convenient.
That would be
Yeah.
convenient. Tea, you can't really go anywhere with it, you know.
But like then again, like you'd have tea all the time. And
Yeah.
you could like taste new flavors and shit.
Yeah.
But
tasty.
they're pretty traditional though. So if I did want to do like new flavors, I do like Twinings because
Yeah,
that's
Twinings is pretty
they do like
fun.
funky stuff. Or maybe I do Yogi tea because they make some boss ass tea.
Wow. Tea enthusiast, huh?
Oh yeah.
At tea
Tea's good.
enthusiast on Twitter.
Tea enthusiast. Josh and I used to talk about tea all the time. He likes tea.
Which one?
Yeah.
Your friend was Josh?
No, we sat next to each other in history, and one time we were talking about tea, and he's like really into tea apparently.
He's very into tea. I remember he, like every time I've come over in the past,
Like
like
he's a tea, like surprisingly a tea person. Like he knows his tea.
ever since he became a vegetarian, he's been very like pro tea.
Pro
Oh, he's a
tea.
vegetarian.
Pro tea rights.
Yes, he's gone on 3 years of being a vegetarian.
Good for
Wow.
him.
He's a cool vegetarian because like he doesn't brag about
It's
it.
not like
Ass
Annoying about it.
oh, I'm vegan.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? That's a meme too. The I'm vegan
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You always know when somebody's a vegan or a vegetarian because they tell you like every 3 seconds.
Yep.
Mhm.
Like, oh, I'm vegan.
Like, yeah.
It's
I
hilarious.
can't eat that because I'm vegan.
But then there are like cool vegetarians where they're just like you find out that they're a vegetarian without them saying.
You're
You're
like,
like, oh, you're
"Whoa."
vegetarian. You're like, cool. Thanks for not fucking shoving it down my
Yeah.
throat. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jordan's a vegetarian, and I
Yeah.
always forget.
She is.
I forget
Yeah.
all the damn time. Like,
Jordan's the
Oh
cute
my-
one that I
yeah,
always
the
forget
cute
what her
redhead,
name is.
Jordan-
Right.
mhm.
yeah. Yes.
I always forget.
Thank
what-
you
Jordan
for
is-
appreciating
Jordan
how
is
cute
so
she is.
cute.
Oh my God,
such
she's
a
so cute.
cutie.
I like
Oh my
have
god.
I like have like these like times in school where I'll see her and I have like these like 3-minute crushes on her. I'm like, fuck.
I think everyone.
God, I
everyone
love her
loves
so
I mean,
Jordan.
much.
like every time I see her in Halloween, she's like, I'm like,
Oh my
sweet
god,
little
Jordan.
baby.
She's
I'm
just the
like, yes.
sweetest little thing, and oh, she writes, and she doesn't even think that she's that good, and
She's
her writing
good.
is so good. And I'm like, you need to
Mhm.
submit it somewhere, like.
She has a great personality.
She
Yeah.
asked.
Why don't I know her? I want to
really
know
good
who she
I know.
is.
We-
Jordan, if you're listening,
we
please be
can
We
friends
can
with
hang
me.
out. We can hang out with Jordan.
Ooh.
Have her on podcast.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Made the deal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
And
call
she
her
lives
right
up
now.
around
Should we
here.
call her?
Hey,
Yeah,
Jordan,
We
can you get on a
literally
podcast?
Yeah, we could just call her up.
Oh, she's
and be
working.
like, oh, she might be working.
On New Year's
Where
Eve,
she
she
live?
was like.
She lives.
She
Should I
lives.
say this on podcast?
No,
Oh, she used to be in my.
She lives like
But
5
lives in
minutes
this
from here.
area.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
there
because
you
she lives right by me.
Mhm.
go. Okay, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, she does.
Oh yeah, she
wow.
does. We live like right. Yeah.
Yes.
We all live in the same place. Come kill us.
Oh,
Like,
come
woo,
to our
get-
bones.
Yeah,
Let's kill
seriously.
2 birds with 1 stone.
But we
Alright.
I went. It was when I saw like your school. So beautiful in primary. Okay, so
oh man,
we
it's
went up
so
to Philly
nice.
for like a It was some kind of vintage.
Oh, it was punk rock flea market.
Thank
Yep.
you. It was fantastic. We should go next year. It's fantastic.
Yes.
It's so
They have
great.
one. I think they're having one in They have one in like June or
Oh,
July.
let's fucking go. It's so nice.
Yeah.
It would be so you guys would appreciate it.
I wanted to
anyway.
go to this one, but I totally forgot about it.
Yeah. So we went, and then we were like, her dad was like, well, what do you guys want to eat? And we're like, we don't really care. And he's like, do you guys want Vietnamese food? And we're like, I guess. And so we like went to a place like he just knew or whatever because he knows Philly really well apparently. And we had bubble tea. It was fantastic. And Joan was like, I don't know what she said, but she's like, do they have, like, options that, like, I don't have to eat meat? And he was like, yeah, they definitely do. And, like, I completely forgot, because I was, like, listening to their conversation, and I was like,
And
what?
you're like, wait,
I was
what?
like, what's she talking about? She eats meat.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
She
I
eats
swear, she chicken? I'm like,
Yeah.
what's she talking about? And I'm like, I
Could you
look
guys?
over
Could you guys
at
go
Rachel, and I was
vegetarian?
like, yeah, huh?
Do you think you guys could go vegetarian?
I
I've tried before. and I
don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay,
I
what
don't
would be
even
the
like
hardest
chicken
thing to
too
give up?
much.
Chicken.
Chicken.
I love
Chicken.
I like chicken. Chicken is so universal for me,
Oh,
and
man.
I don't really like meat.
It's everywhere.
Chicken
in the first
and
place,
bacon.
but I like chicken. Yeah, I love bacon.
But like easiest thing for me would be pork because I don't like pork.
I don't
Yeah,
like
Yeah, I
pork
don't like
either.
pork either.
Like the only I sometimes like bacon, but like at the same time I'm like, oh, this is too much.
I
Like
don't have
it's
it a
too
lot,
good
so-
almost in a way.
Yeah.
I'm just like I don't want to like like this
It's
doesn't
like a
seem even right.
sacred thing. Like,
Yeah, I don't like pork. So, but then like red meat would be like sometimes difficult because like cheeseburgers, that's always fun. But like at the same time, like that'd be kind of easy too. But then chicken would be like
I love
so
I love
hard.
chicken. Whenever I go out to dinner, I get chicken fingers and French fries.
Yes,
Because I am
always
still.
get.
I am still 5.
Wherever
and
I go.
I don't like getting new stuff. When I get new
Same,
stuff, I always
because
hate
I don't
it.
like it.
Yeah,
And it's like, who's gonna fuck up freaking shit. 'cause
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys make me feel better.
Oh, people
I mean, like, I
can.
don't do that. Like, I always get new food, but, like, you guys do make me feel better.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like,
I don't
just this morning, I was like, am I behind my age? Like, am I doing things like, or am I not doing things that I should be? And, like, I had this really, like, fuck, like, am I making some kind of mistake kind of moment? And then, like,
That, yeah. I've always felt like that, but I felt like that
Existential
in a way where mentally I was much more mature than the people around me, and like with things that I just like to do, I was more mature. But like, I still, I don't know. It's like I'm still like mentally 13, but like
Yeah.
I've been like 50 years old for
Yeah.
like since I was like 8. Like I don't know. It's so weird.
I know what
Especially
you mean.
compared to
My-
like people at our school.
Yeah.
the way I mentally act, like, so let's say like this is like high school's mentally advancement, and it's like I'll explain this in a way where like you can visually see it without having to see, because obviously this is being filmed, but it's going up in like a graph, like a 1-to-1 graph,
Yeah.
going up, and then like my mental like advancement has gone above it and then below it and above it and then below it. So like sometimes I'm more than people, and then like I'm like I can't relate, and then I go down, and then I'm too little, and then like I go forward again, and I try to like match this because I can kind of be at any level. Like I can relate to
Yeah.
adults, I can relate to kids, but my age is always the hardest. So like, where are you guys at? Some
Yeah.
people are so forward, and then some people are so back, and there's some people who act more forward than they are. Then they try to like rub it in your
Definitely.
face that
Yeah.
they're more mature
As
than you
though they're
are.
better.
And
Yeah.
then
It's just like,
it's
don't
weird.
fucking act like
Yeah.
you're more mature than I am. Like, what the fuck?
And like the fact that you're acting like that.
Like,
Yeah.
we're kids.
Yeah.
We are kids right now. Like, it's no doubt. People still call us kids.
so
as
weird.
much as we are young adults, we are still children.
Yeah.
We're all fucking children, whatever.
Yeah.
We're kids.
Like
I'm a kid.
being at my job, my new job, is so weird because all of my coworkers are like
10 years
graduated
old.
college
Yep.
and they're like 27, and it's like I still get along with them fine, but it's like I can't relate
There's, like,
to
a
them in that
level.
aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they're super nice to me. Like we're all like it's just super nice, but like I don't like strike out conversations with them because I'm like I don't know what to talk about, and
Yeah.
I'm
I've
like
noticed that the easiest place to go is usually like some kind of humor aspect, some kind of silly humor aspect,
yeah.
something where there's like some sort of common ground, because like that, I think that's why I like to like know what's going on with movies and video games, because like that's a very like ageless place
Yeah.
you can go.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
video games to me are the most ageless. Like anybody can play anything. You know,
Yeah.
that's why like it's so easy to like talk to people who also game, because it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, you do this.
Or even just music. It's
Yes,
Yeah.
music as
Music.
well. Music is such an easy thing.
It's so nice. It's a nice thing to talk about. That's why I like having a lot of like music knowledge. Is that like anyone I can be like, hey, strike up a conversation about your favorite songs.
Yeah, yeah.
For how much time I spend producing and working on songs, like I haven't listened to a lot of artists, and I don't listen to music a lot.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
like you'd think I would listen to music constantly to like
to get
expand on like what I would want to make.
Right.
But like I don't like listen to a ton of music.
it's
And
hard.
it's kind of weird.
It's hard to listen to music when you do have the knowledge of making music, because then you pick out stuff.
Mhm.
Like
I
you like
all the
pick up
time.
on stuff all the time, and you're like, oh, this was this. Or like even sometimes since we did like live sound stuff, when I'm at concerts and I'm watching them like hook up instruments or like wrap cables, or like if I see hand signals that I know exactly what they mean, and I'm like,
That's so
I don't know, it kinda-
You're like,
Sick.
it makes you feel good because then you're like,
Mhm.
yeah, I
You're
know
like,
what the
I
fuck
know
I'm
you.
doing.
I can wrap
Yeah.
cables so well. Like you, oh man, I'm a really good cable rapper. I have to be honest.
Like,
At first I was like,
anyone's
what kind of like that's kind of a weird skill, and I was like, I scooter. Like,
Yeah, but I like wrapping cables. It's a lot of fun. Hire me as your stagehand at Brovitsky on Twitter.
Hey.
What did you get when you? Oh,
Wait.
sorry, you were gonna say something.
Okay. So Jordan, on New Year's Eve, she was
yeah.
like, "What song can you say like defined your year, like 2015? And what song do you want to define 2016?"
Fuck.
I was
the
thinking about
hardest
Kind of
that.
like what? We had to like we had a
It
half
was like
an hour left
11:30,
till, like,
and we all sat
we
like
had half
in
an hour to
silence
figure it out.
to
And we
like.
were like,
Damn,
fuck.
Oh, can I just tell you guys how much I appreciate that shit? Like when you
Oh,
are
man.
in a group and there is silence because you all are analyzing, thinking,
Yeah.
discovering. Like that
Yes,
is one of
reflection.
my favorite fucking things.
Reflection is
Yes.
so
yes,
important
of course.
in that
Yes.
relationship. Oh my god.
I know, and I believe that when you find people who you can do that with, like you found some pretty cool people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, there is
You
such a
covered
special
that. I felt
place.
myself.
There's such a special place for like communication
Communication
without
is
audio.
so important. I
Communication
don't know.
is key.
I mean, even just in general, like, if you don't, like, bad communication, like, ruins everything.
Yeah, it does.
Like,
It fucks
every
shit up.
single thing in the entire world
Yep.
always goes, I mean, except for, like, natural things, but everything goes wrong because of bad
Yeah.
communication.
someone
If
did
you
communicate
keep
well.
open lines with like shit, this got like really real, but like if you keep open lines with people, like it is so much easier to like be friends with people
Oh my
and just
god,
like
it's so...
if you're clear, you don't lie.
Yeah.
Don't burn
Like,
bridges, like...
No.
I don't know. I feel like, and that's like another thing is like when you lose, like when you move on from people and you don't really like lose the friendship, but you just like kind of just grow apart. It's like it's important to not have like a saltiness between that because it's so much easier to like walk by them in the hallway and smile than be like, oh my god, like I hate her. Like I don't know. Like it's someone who like you're super friends with in your childhood. Like I don't know. It's kind of it's like I don't know. I'm getting very sentimental over this, but.
Like the people I grew up with, I never really had like a set group of people because I kept switching schools. Like I went to like a friend's school, which was like we were taught by like Quakers, and then I went to like a charter school, which was like I had to wear like a uniform, and it was awful. And then I went to like a regular public school for like regular people. And
For some regular
yeah,
people.
and like it was like I was always like circulating, and like that even now like I can tell there's like gaps in my education because I'm like I don't even know how to fucking like measure. I can barely tell time. Like I'm not good at math. Like I'm like there's some things I'm like
Jeez, yeah, you're
I'm
right.
definitely
Actually.
like there's gaps in like my education. Which by the way I think that we should have like some kind of like national standard. Not really
Yes.
necessarily like I'm not saying we need to be tested, but like all schools should be. We should all be able to go to like
The
a
same
certain area.
curriculum.
That's
and, like,
why AP
we all have, like,
courses
a
are
set.
nice.
Yeah.
Because you can find a Quizlet on your AP course.
Yes.
And, you,
And it's also
and it's all,
that's why I
everyone in the
yeah.
entire world, like, we're all in this together. It's a nice form
Yeah.
of unity.
Um,
But I hate AP classes
But
and I should have
they
known
suck.
that.
they're so wrong. But when I
Regrets.
finally like moved away, like it was weird because I was excited, but I didn't realize like I'd have to like make new friends, and so like those first not couple years, but like that I came into 8th grade like halfway through, and I didn't really have any friends, and like I didn't have friends. Like you know how usually like
Yeah.
oh my god I don't have any friends. Like I did not have any friends.
No, yeah.
And it was like a weird thing for me because I was so used to like surrounding myself with like different friend groups because I had like I wanted to call us the black table because it was literally just full of black people.
Oh my
And
god.
then I had like my other friends who were like band nerds, and then I was messy. I was a messy kid because I like didn't know how to like balance. I was messy. And then I was low key friends with a boy, but it was okay.
Oh.
Anyway, this was a mess.
Boys.
I was
You
messy
were
back
friends
then.
with a boy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
What are
I was friends with a boy.
boys? What are
Yeah.
those?
It was weird because like all like the guys sat on one end and like the girls sat on. I don't know. I think we were just weird.
Middle
But,
school
like-
was weird.
Middle school was a very weird time.
And like when I
Blur.
moved and I had to like make new friends, it was like super weird because like I realized like high school is like where you're like the people I grew up with like we're all going in different
Yeah.
directions.
And you just have to accept that.
Mhm.
Like people who don't accept that they're different people than they were in elementary
Yeah.
school, like, you, like,
Yeah, you're
oh, man, it's so
You
bad.
have some time to take to like go.
Mhm.
All right, listen, I gotta.
Like,
I'm
like
and
just
you're
let
definitely
people
a different
go.
person.
Like, let people go their own way. And like, if you
Yeah.
like,
You gotta go.
it's like, I don't know. Me and Aileen Wallace, like, we were super good friends like elementary school, but then we kind of grew apart, and now we're friends again back in high school. But like, it's nice because we just like, and like Allie and I, like, we like totally grew apart. Like, we used to hang out like all the
Animal
time in
Crossing.
elementary school,
All the time.
and like, now it's just like, and it's not like we like didn't
Yeah.
like each other, and like, I don't know.
I don't
Just
even-
let
yeah.
people go their
I
own
think,
way.
I think it's really great for like relationships to always come back. Because
Mm-hmm.
like whether you like you might just like lose contact. Like I've lost contact with my friends in Westchester because I just shouldn't have said that, but I just haven't been able to I don't know. It's just like the extra effort that we have to put forward on both sides. It's just like we're
Yeah.
like we got shit to take care of like
It's-
in college
Yeah.
and everything, and it's just like it's exhausting after a while because you're like I have to make the extra effort.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I just hung out with like you guys, like I'm just like hey when I hang
It
out
should,
and it's like
yeah,
a
like
thing.
friendship should be organic.
Yeah.
Like, nothing,
Yeah.
anything
Yes.
forced is
Yeah.
not
Not
good.
worth it.
Not
It's-
good.
That's why it's gonna be hard for me to like try to keep in contact with you guys when like we're away because I'm really bad at social like
Yeah.
or not social like
But like,
a phone stuff.
phone stuff.
Like it's really hard for me to like be in like that's why it's really hard to be in the group chat. Like I'm really bad at group chats because I'm just like, oh, what do I contribute? Like
yeah.
I
Do I
don't-
contribute?
like yeah, what
Is
do
it
I
necessary
say?
for
Like it's
me
really
to
hard for me to
contribute?
talk, but like like in this setting, like I do well, which is weird because I'm like an introvert at the same time though.
Yeah.
I'm like an ambivert sort of. I'm like both. But
I
like,
feel like everyone's a little bit both. I lean
oh yeah,
more towards
I mean,
introverted
it's
side.
not like you're like one or the other, but you're definitely like sort of lean towards one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird how like I'm not like really static, like on the scale or on the what's it called, on the spectrum.
Yeah.
I'm like I just like go back and forth like crazy. It's so weird. One moment I'm like so extroverted, one moment I'm so introverted. It's just like
I feel like it's another thing is like the energies around you and like like I don't know if you have some positive
Vibes going on.
vibes. I hate saying like positive vibes. It's like sound like a
heard
dumbass
it-
Tumblr girl,
yeah.
but
I've heard like a lot of the like oh what is happening, like who am I kind of stuff like slows down in your 30s, like it slows down.
Oh,
I heard, yeah, that's what Dan on the Game Grumps said. Of course, I'm gonna talk Game Grumps like 6 times.
yes.
But Dan was like, heard one of his friends say like, oh yeah, we've been like they were 25 and we've been dating since you were 20. He's like, oh, so you've dated like 6 different people.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you
Like,
change so much. He's like, when you're 30, it really slows down. It becomes relaxing because you don't worry about yourself. You
Yeah.
just you mostly are worrying about things that you're doing.
yeah.
You know, you're
that's
not
nice.
because like at our point, like we worry about what we're doing and if we're doing it wrong,
Yeah.
and if we're doing the right thing. And when you're older, it seems like you just are like, I'm gonna do this. Seems right. Cool. And you just
Yeah.
kind of
You
Do
what
it.
you need to
you
do.
just fucking do it. And then if it's a mistake, you're like, fuck it, won't do that again.
You're like, well, I'm 30. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, I'm 30, no
I
one gives
feel
a
like
fuck about me.
I feel like
So-
being 30 is the most like sadistic age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I have.
But then again, like, I don't know, there was a large portion of time where I didn't want to grow older, like, become an older person because I was like, I knew so many miserable adults and I still know so many
Yeah.
miserable adults. And it's just
That's
like, why do I
true.
want to be there? You guys keep telling me I want to be here and, like, to look forward to my future and to be
Yeah.
nervous about it, but at the same time, you guys are sad as fuck.
Yeah.
That's
And then
Yeah, you're
I
not
became
content
determined
with
to,
it.
like, be a fun adult and, like, have fun as an adult because, like,
Yeah.
why the fuck would you not?
yeah. That's like
Why would
people,
you waste time not, like, doing what you want
Yeah.
to do?
That's like people who have kids when they're 20 and then their entire life is spent raising their
Yeah.
kid, and you're like, live.
And
Like,
then
that's
their
Yeah,
what
kid
give some
leaves,
time to
and
yourself,
then what
too.
do I
yeah,
do?
like you need people
know?
need to live. Like my mom didn't have me until she was 41, and because it's like
Wow.
her and my dad just like
That's
they
good.
just lived, like they did stuff.
That's so hype.
I know.
That's so sick.
I
And I
know.
feel like
It's sick.
you have such a more positive environment to grow up in because it's not like
Yeah.
you're trying to figure out yourself while you're trying to figure out
Yeah,
your
while
kid.
you're trying to like raise
like-
your child, and you're
Yeah.
like being all these different
I know, and then
people.
you,
Like,
I was thinking the other day, I was like, I can't. First of all, I was like, I don't think I could ever like. You know how like people go through moments when they're like, wow, I don't think I could ever raise a kid. Like, and I was thinking to myself, because like my, it's not like I'm like, like I've had an awful childhood, but like it's
Right.
definitely been like kind of shaky.
yeah,
And like I'm like I
Sure.
could never raise a child because I'm like I know I'm not at the point where I'm like selfless enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was thinking about it, and I was like, how I feel like it's so interesting that people can just become parents, but they don't know anything about how to parent. And
Yeah.
all parents, like that's how you become a parent. But like I was thinking about it, and I'm like, when did my mom decide like, oh, you need to go to kindergarten? I need to sign my kid up for this and that, because like those first couple like months and those first couple years, like you're kind of just you're
Yeah.
fine like on your own.
yeah,
And like you're just kind of like, I should probably do this and make sure that they don't like do this and like
yeah.
I feel like it's so gray and like really shaky that I'm like, I don't. There has to be a better way.
Just be a manual somewhere.
Yeah, for like, cause I mean, I don't know. I feel
How
like
to?
and somewhere else I read, they're like, you're gonna fuck up your kids no matter what. Like, and I was like, that sounds awful. Like, that
Oh,
doesn't make me
man.
want to have a kid at
No.
I
all.
don't even know if I'm going to have kids.
And, like-
to be honest with you, I don't.
Exactly.
want
I
to have
don't
kids.
know.
It makes me nervous because I don't want to end up bringing someone into the world and they just have an awful childhood.
Yeah.
I think I've talked
Yeah.
about this to you guys before, but somebody was like, I when I first told somebody like, would you want to have kids, and I said no, they were like, well, wouldn't you want to teach like one of your little kids how to ride a scooter?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my fucking god, my heart like melted. Cause I was like, of
Yeah.
course I would love
Yeah.
to teach.
Yeah.
Like that's like Tony Hawk teaching his kids how to skate.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would be like, I mean, I'm not like a great scooter.
Yeah,
I'm
but-
pretty good scooter riding, but like that was like, holy shit, like it's so back and forth. I don't want to have a kid for me, but I'd like to, like that'd be so much fun
Like
to
how-
like,
Yeah.
yeah. Not to have a mini me, but to have somebody
Yeah.
like
To
maybe
teach,
maybe
to
love the
show
sport as
you,
long as
yeah.
I do.
I don't know.
It's
I
such a like sketchy thing.
I want to like live first. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
too.
Definitely.
I'm too indecisive to like commit to
Oh,
a child for 18
yeah.
years. Like
That's a lot of
that is a lot of
That's a lot of time.
responsibility.
Seriously.
Whoa. And like I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. Then like I don't know. Like I don't.
Shout out to Confusion.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, oh
True.
man.
Yeah, we're nearing our
Seen
end here,
that.
huh?
Yeah, I feel
I
like
hope
we
this
are.
is this a good note? I mean, yeah,
This
it's
is
a
a
pretty good note.
this is a
Yeah.
pretty like introspective note.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're doing all right. We're not having kids now, which is pretty
I
good.
know.
No one's pregnant.
Congrats.
Yeah, no one's
everyone.
pregnant. Good job, guys. No one's pregnant. All right.
Fantastic.
I feel like we should cut to a close here.
Yeah.
You know?
Alright.
Do we have anyone have any last words?
Fuck Jeff.
Yes.
Fuck Jeff.
Damn it, Jeff.
Jeff, this was definitely one of our best podcasts, and Jeff wasn't in
Definitely.
it. So you know
Yes.
what?
Well,
We
are you
learned
gonna say it's
something.
one of our
That
best
says
podcasts?
something.
Jeez.
We learned
I
something
think
today.
it was really.
That was
we
fun.
ended well. We
I had a
started
good
well.
time. I mean,
It's good.
It was very
whatever, I guess. Mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.